close to home for another reason. You get an opportunity to really advance your career. You want to be a pilot one day. Why is that?
So it's kind of been a thing that's been in the back of my mind a long time, ever since I was a kid. I saw a few of my older friends that got into the situation a long time ago, and it's been something that has really interested me for a long time. And I got this awesome opportunity with work-based learning at my school, so I got to go to the airport for half the day and fly and do all kinds of stuff with aviation at the Goshen Airport, and that's been a really cool opportunity for me.
That's very neat. What does being a Fairfield Falcon mean to you?
Being a Fairfield Falcon is really awesome. I think it's important that we strive to be hardworking, responsible, all that kind of good stuff. Being on task, being on time, all that kind of stuff it's really cool to be a Fairfield Falcon for sure.
Garrett, thank you very much. Congratulations. Reed, congratulations one more time. Our Student Athletes of the Week, presented by Tony Letcher with Health Markets. We have your first pitch in the Sports Michiana Game of the Week right after this.
Finding private health insurance can be stressful. What if it didn't have to be? I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I prefer to personally meet with my clients so I can get a better understanding of your needs and budget. I can even review your current coverage. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
Founded in 2001 by brothers Sam and Levi, Reliance has built a reputation for excellence, providing high-quality home building and renovation services to the Michiana area. From single-room renovations like kitchens and bathrooms to building your dream home from the ground up, everything benefits from their decades of experience. From concept to completion, Reliance makes even the largest projects simple and hassle-free. To find out more, visit RelianceDBR.net. Reliance. Design, build, renovate.
When contractors and OEMs need quality electrical products at the best prices, they look to Babsco Supply. We strive to supply all the electrical products you need for residential, light commercial, and OEM electrical components. We have the knowledge, dedication to customer service, and extensive inventory to ensure your electrical projects are completed successfully. We are employee-owned, which means all of our employees are owners. So you know we care. With locations in Elkhart and Warsaw, Babsco Supply is working together to serve you better. Learn more at babsco.com.
Your car carries precious cargo. It needs to be dependable, rain or shine. Let Tom's Car Care Center in South Bend help take the stress out of your car's maintenance. We'll change your oil in 10 minutes, flush your transmission, replace your wiper blades, and much more. Oil changes include a half-price car wash when needed. Welcome to your extended family, Tom's Car Care Center.
Are you tired of auto service from big box stores and new car dealers? 45 years ago, my parents, Bud and Diane, founded Zolman's with a strong commitment to the community. Today, Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care is still family owned and operated with over 150 employees and families. And we offer a price match guarantee on any tires from any local dealer, while providing complete auto service on all makes and all models, serving you and your family for 3 generations. Buy local, shop local. Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
Just graduated high school and now wondering what's next? Ready to start making a difference? Now is your chance. The St. Joe County Police Department Correctional Officer's starting pay is $50,000. Working in the jail can teach you life skills that you can use as a correctional or police officer. Benefits include vacation, medical, dental, and vision. For more information, call Sergeant Kylie Williams at 574-245-6263 or apply at sjcpd.org.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the St. Joseph County Police Department. Join the team and help protect and serve our community. We welcome you back to Fairfield. The rain's still coming down, but not too heavy, and we will have baseball tonight as the coaches meeting with the umpires for the ground rules. Our St. Joseph County Police Department pregame show rolls on as we bring you inside the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. Chuck and Bo, we've got a couple of pitchers tonight, Bo. Logan Miller for Fairfield, Cameron Green for New Prairie. Neither one considered necessarily the top 2 in their staff, but when you play conference games during the week, you get to these non-conference games on the weekend. this is what you get.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things with high school baseball is you have all these conference games during midweek, and you get towards the end of the week and the weekend. Now you're playing non-conference games, and you got to develop other pitchers. You got to give opportunities for guys, and this is a great opportunity, two quality teams to throw some guys and have some good quality outings today.
So as you see the handshakes from the head coaches, let's go ahead and take a look at the visiting batting order for the New Prairie Cougars. Here's Bo Hundt.
Yeah, the New Prairie Cougars starting lineup sponsored by the New Prairie Athletics. Reed Robinson's in that 2-hole. He's the second baseman, all NIC, quarterback for the football team. He was third in the state in RBIs last year with 43. Jordan Davis in the 3-hole catching, committed to St. Francis for baseball. Had 2 big RBIs in that state championship game. And Kmitchek, Bo, is in that 5 spot playing right field. Committed to Franklin College to play football with his brother.
And then Zach Henrich just committed yesterday to Goshen College. And so you've got a number of collegiate commitments in that New Prairie starting lineup. Now let's set Fairfield defensively for you. They will go with a pretty speedy outfield tonight. They've got Grady Garber out at left, Garrett Stoltzfus in center, and Matthew Sen in right. Eli Miller, Grady Chupp, Drew Beachy, and Avery Christner, the infield third to first. Landon Beasy is the catcher for the Falcons, and he'll be catching the slants of Logan Miller tonight as the Fairfield team about to be announced here to take their positions on the field. But we'll tell you a little bit about Logan Miller as he's the young man that last night came on in relief for Fairfield in their game against Lakeland with the game tied at 2 in the 7th inning. Lakeland laid down a couple of bunts to get base hits, load up the bases, and then Miller unfortunately hit a batter to bring home the game-winning run. But he's been a pretty good pitcher for this squad this year. He's 1-1 on the season with a 2.14 ERA. This will be his 6th appearance of the year already, Bo. Now, they use him pretty sparingly, 16 1/3 innings in those 5 previous appearances. 17 hits, 10 runs, only 5 of them earned. But here's the thing I know you like. 21 strikeouts, 5 walks.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest things is you cannot allow guys to get on base via the walk when you're a pitcher, and especially when you're a relief pitcher coming in the situations that he's come in. He's done a great job of throwing the ball over the plate and making the team either hit the ball or strike out.
Now, the one thing he has had a problem with is hitting batters. He likes to work inside a little bit. He's hit 6 batters this year. And when you talk to him, he's not a big velocity guy. He's going to be throwing the ball in the 70s with his fastball. But he really likes to rely on his off-speed stuff, the curve, the slider, and the change.
Yeah, what we always talk about as coaches is missing that barrel by a 1/4 of an inch. If you can make that ball miss that barrel by a 1/4 of an inch up or a 1/4 of an inch down, that's the difference between a ground ball, a line drive, and a fly ball. If you can just make it move just that little bit to make that batter be out on their front foot just that extra little bit.
So as Fairfield is taking its place in the field, we will take a timeout. And when we come back, we'll get you ready for the first pitch of this one. It's New Prairie and Fairfield in high school baseball tonight. Non-conference action, a pair of 6 and 4 teams. You're watching high school baseball on Sports Michiana.
At this time, we ask that you rise
and we'll go ahead and take a break right here. Back in 60 seconds on Sports Michiana.
Your garage door keeps your home, family, and valuables safe and secure. Make sure it always looks good and works well. Precision Garage Door is your one-stop shop for design, installation, and repairs. Count on us to help you choose the right materials, style, and color for your new door. And when you need repairs, we're ready. Our friendly trained technicians work around your schedule and are available 24/7 for emergency repairs. Call your local Precision Garage Door today.
Garage doors done right.
I joined Notre Dame Federal Credit Union a long time ago.
1978.
I've been a member over 15 years.
I've worked with Notre Dame my whole banking life. 44 years.
I have my checking account there, I have my savings account there.
Really value the
community-based banking system.
My credit card with Notre Dame, I have my car insurance with Notre Dame.
I can't say enough good things, really.
I have my auto loans with Notre Dame.
My whole life is at Notre Dame Credit
I will
Union.
remain with them until the day I die.
It's one unique, one special vibe.
In 1969, America celebrated men landing on the moon. Now the USA is trying to return, and Imagineering Finishing Technologies in South Bend is helping pave the way. IFT is providing paint, chemical conversion coatings, and non-destructive testing services for NASA's Space Launch System and Orion spacecraft, which will deliver astronauts to the moon and possibly Mars. Help make it happen by joining the Imagineering Finishing Technologies team at iftww.com/career.
Yes, I was just in a bad car accident. I need help.
I'm in a call center. How am I supposed to help you? Did you buy this insurance over the interweb?
Yes.
You think this can wait till after my lunch break?
No, your lunch can wait.
When this happens, you'll understand why it's important to have a local agent. The Lilliard Insurance Agency is just that agency. We're a local agency and we're here to take care of you. Call the Lilliard Agency today.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you by Tire Rack. TireRack.com is the way tire buying should be. Logan Miller takes his warm-up tosses for the Fairfield Falcons as we get ready for this one. Bo, what are these two teams wearing tonight?
Hey, tonight's teams, or what they're wearing, are brought to you by It's Tops in Mishawaka. New Prairie is wearing the navy blue tops and bottoms with the gold numbers and letters. Fairfield's wearing the white tops and bottoms with navy trim, gold numbers, and letters. Also, tonight's first pitch is brought to you by your neighborly hometown heroes. Your home deserves the best, and your neighborly hometown heroes are here to deliver. Glass Doctor secures your home with expert glass care. Mr. Handyman takes on small fixes to big improvements, and 5-Star Painting revitalizes your space inside and out. Trust the pros who bring you peace of mind above all else.
The series history between these two teams, well, it's not a rich one, which you would anticipate considering there's so much distance between the two schools. New Prairie leads the all-time series 3-0. They first met back in 2018. I believe that might have been Darren Kaufman's second season at the helm. And last year, the Cougars won this one by a count of 12-6. Our umpires working tonight's game. You've got Craig Burkholder behind the plate working with Ken Phillips. So we are ready for that neighborly hometown heroes first pitch as Dylan Bishop gets ready to lead it off for New Prairie. Bishop steps in batting .273 for the season, no homers and 5 batted in, but he's a very good leadoff man because he finds ways other than base hits to get on base. His on-base percentage is all the way up at .500. Neighborly hometown heroes first pitch hits him in the back. Ironic, Miller hit the last batter he faced last night, and he hits the first batter he faces today.
As we get this first inning underway, the first inning is brought to you by Fairfield Schools. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Fairfield Community Schools, where they ensure all students learn and grow at high levels to be prepared for the future. Go Falcons from Fairfield Schools.
Here's the All-NIC at-large player from a year ago, Reed Robinson, who's playing second base tonight. He's batting .323 on the year with a couple of homers and 6 runs batted in. But as Bo mentioned, a year ago, he was an RBI machine, finished third in the state with 43. Throw over to first by Miller to chase back Dylan Bishop.
Very highly rated PBR stats for Reed Robinson, this junior class of 2026.
New Prairie is a team that likes to be aggressive on the bases, and as Robinson calls time, we'll, after this batter, take a look at our Lilliard Insurance keys to win for tonight's game. But first, the pitch from Miller, a swing and a miss at a changeup, and it's 0-1. And there you see our Matt Lilliard Insurance keys to win. Limit the freebies. I don't know if I like that one for New Prairie. Attack the zone and create pressure, which they've got a chance to do with the man on base here. Fairfield wants a fast start. They have to execute and have fun. Darren Kaufman doesn't want his team to be too tight for this game. Robinson launches one over the right field fence. Goodbye. A 2-run homer for Reed Robinson, his third of the season. And just like that, New Prairie gets on the board. It's 2-0. The runs for the Cougars, sponsored by Chonaki Automotive Repair, and that was a no-doubter off the bat of Mr. Robinson.
Looked like a back-to-back changeup, and great job by Reed sitting back on the ball. First one he got fooled on. Second one he just sat back on, turned the barrel on. Great job of staying through the ball. And another home run for Robinson on the year.
Well, we talked about him being an RBI machine last year. He's up to 8 now, and that'll bring up Jordan Davis, the catcher. And Davis takes that one high and in for ball one.
Jordan leading the team in average right now, hitting .387. As I mentioned earlier, he had 2 big RBIs in that state championship game.
No homers and 6 runs batted in for the right-hander with the open stance. Swings and misses at another Miller change, and it's 1-1.
The New Prairie Athletic Department would like to thank our student athletes, coaches, staff, parents, and fans for all they do to help support, promote education-based athletics. Go Cougars!
Davis takes that one low, 2-1. He is a young man committed to play at St. Francis for baseball, similar to Jay Newber, who we saw last week. Pitched to a couple of batters for St. Joe, and the Cougars really making a lot of inroads up here in northern Indiana in terms of attracting baseball talent. One goes over the head of Davis there, in the count 3-1.
Newber and Jordy both travel ball colleagues in the past.
The 3-1 from Miller. And that one misses high, ball 4. So the walk issued to Davis will bring up the center fielder, Sully Kress. Kress, a junior, batting .357 on the year. No homers and 4 runs batted in. He had a 9-game hit streak snapped on Wednesday in their win over Elkhart.
Now batting, number 13, Sully Kress.
Does a lot of pitching for this New Prairie team. He's got 4 games already under his belt. 19.2 innings pitched.
Good student, 4.2 GPA, also an outstanding soccer player for the Cougars. Davis will go on down to second on the wild pitch from Logan Miller.
Hey, before the game, we interviewed our Student Athletes of the Week, presented by Tony Letcher. Tony is a lifelong resident of Michiana and a licensed insurance agent with Health Markets. If you need insurance, Tony is your guy. Google Tony Letcher, Health Markets to connect.
So now a runner in scoring position for Kress, and already a 2-0 New Prairie lead. Miller delivers. Popped up. Short in the outfield. The center fielder comes in. That's Garrett Stoltzfus who makes the catch right in front of the Falcon logo, and there's one away. Brings up Bo Kamichek, the right fielder. Kamichek batting .290 on the season. No homers and 7 runs batted in for the senior, who is committed to play football at Franklin College along with his brother Marshall. We have seen both play many times on the gridiron. Kamichek takes that one high for ball 1. Bo's got some speed. He leads this team with 8 stolen bases. Saw him play Wednesday against Elkhart. He's got a pretty good arm in right field as well. Had a 2-hit game on Wednesday against the Lions as New Prairie split that series with Elkhart. They lost Tuesday at a walk-off balk and then came back as Kamichek fouls that one and got the win on Wednesday at Bear Tolman Field by a count of 9-3.
Yeah, that's a tough way to lose on a walk-off balk.
Well, both of these teams have had heartbreaking losses this week. New Prairie with the walk-off balk, and last night Fairfield with the walk-off hit by pitch. So Darren Kaufman and Mark Schellinger, the 2 head coaches, were commiserating before the game. There goes the runner, and Davis has himself a stolen base.
Chonacki Auto Repair says, go Cougars. They offer full automotive repair and service. And get this, 96% of their more than 850 reviews on Sure Critic gave them a perfect 5-star rating. Chonacki Auto Repair is located on Lincoln Way in Mishawaka.
Kamichek went around as he tried to hold up, and the count goes to 2-2. The stolen base for Davis, the 31st of the year for New Prairie, and this is only their 11th game of the season. So Mark Schellinger pretty aggressive on the bases.
Yeah, they definitely have some speed to get that. The stolen bases, play the small ball, as you can see. Kamichek earlier squared around to possibly bunt, move the runners. They like to do that, create some runs and manufacture some runs as well.
And really, that's a hallmark of a Mark Schellinger team. That's something that he started doing it over at Merrillville and then brought with him to New Prairie, where he's been for the last 9 seasons. Payoff pitch here, misses outside, and Miller has put runners on first and third here with one away in the first and brings up Zach Henrich, the DH. Henrich has had himself an awfully good week. On Monday, he hit the game-winning homer against Michigan City, and then he laid down a beautiful squeeze bunt on Wednesday against Elkhart to bring home a pair of runs. On the year, batting .350, and he's got some pop. 2 homers, 9 runs batted in, and a 5-game hit streak. As he takes that one outside, it goes to the backstop. The run will score on another wild pitch. It's 3-0 New Prairie. The run scoring by Chinaki Automotive Repair.
Yeah, we talked about freebies, and we talked about the ability to not allow those extra bases. Well, right now, New Prairie, 1 hit right now. The 3 runs on the board, nobody out, and a guy at second. You just cannot give those extra bases, whether it's a pass ball or via walk.
And now you've got Henrich with the runner in scoring position here in a 1-0 count. Miller's pitch almost hit him, and it's 2-0. Logan Miller looks exceptional on Monday in the win over Churubusco. He fanned 9 in 5 innings in that game. But it's been a struggle so far here tonight as he misses inside, and it's 3-0.
Big thank you to Tire Rack for being the scoreboard sponsor for the Sports Michiana Game of the Week. Need new tires? Visit TireRack.com and check out their easy-to-use tire decision guide. Tires, wheels, and more will help you get there. Tire Rack.
One way or another.
Yes.
3-1 the count on Henrich. The pitch. Breaking ball didn't break enough. It's ball 4. That is the 3rd walk along with a hit batter issued by Logan Miller. And it brings up the first baseman Colton Griffiths, and the catcher and head coach Darren Kaufman are going to go out to have a word with Miller. We'll take a quick break. Back with more in 30 seconds on Sports Michiana.
You dream it. We design it. You need it. We've got it. We crank it out so you can crank it up. We work with purpose to power your passion. It's game on, so come on. Let's elevate adventure. Let's take life to the next level today. Let's become better together. This is Patrick.
This edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you by Reliance. Design, build, renovate. Runners on first and second, 1 down. Here in the first, Colton Griffith swings and hits a rifle shot into left field for a base hit. They'll hold the runner at third, and now they've got a runner caught between second and third, and no tag was made there. How about here at third base? Nothing there. Everybody's safe. I think they had the runner over at second base, but they forgot to tag him.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, well, he thought the runner was going home at that time, so he wanted to save that extra run. But in that situation, you almost just need to get the out.
So for Griffiths, it's a single into left. The bases are loaded with 1 out for Gio Nacarado. He's batting .241, no homers and 4 runs batted in, and he rifles one down the third base line, but foul.
Really turned on that one, Gio.
Nacarado only playing his sophomore season. He was in 5 varsity games last year as a freshman, but he's got a decent stick. Couple of 2-hit games this year against St. Joe and Adams.
Well, with that name, you got to have a decent stick at the plate.
They're looking for a Nacarado knock right now.
Yep.
The 0-1. Nice job by the catcher, Landon Beasy, to get over in front of that one, and the count goes to 1-1. The outfield playing Nacarado to pull. They give him a lot of room down the right field line. Infield in at the corners and back at second and short. Miller ready for the 1-1. Bunt is on, popped up foul and out of play. And the count will go to 1-2.
Well, not just a safety bunt. That was a suicide squeeze bunt on that one. Squared around. The runner was running on the pitch. In that situation, you have to make contact with that ball regardless of where it's at.
Well, Mark Schellinger scored a pair with that the other night against Elkhart on 1 bunt. Miller rubbing up the baseball on this damp evening in southeastern Elkhart County. The 1-2 coming to Nacarado. And he hit him in the back. And it forces in a run. It's 4-0 New Prairie, and the run sponsored by Shonaki Automotive Repair.
3 walks in the inning, 2 hit by pitches in the inning. You wonder if that the moisture in the air is really having an effect on that ball, and just because a lot of those look like they're sliders coming out of his hand, they're just slipping right into the backs of those righty batters.
I have to think it's tougher for a breaking ball pitcher like Miller than it is a typical fastball pitcher.
Yeah, because you got to get that grip on it, and when you're throwing that slider and changeup, it just slips out of the hand just a little bit more than normal.
Here's Jagger Daniels, and that one gets uncorked to the backstop, but Beasy makes the tag, not in time. Henrich races across with the 5th run of the inning for New Prairie. It's sponsored by Chinaki Automotive Repair.
Here you can see on the instant replay, sponsored by Fairfield Community Schools. Great job by Henrich getting in there, sliding around the tag just a little too late.
Good awareness, though, by Beasy as that ball caromed off the backstop right to him of the situation. Now 2nd and 3rd, and the pitch is on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1 to Jagger Daniels, playing left field tonight. Daniels batting .350, no homers, 2 runs batted in. The pitch. And Beasy really getting a workout behind home plate tonight.
Again, that last run for New Prairie sponsored by Chonaki Auto Repair.
2-1 the count on Daniels, who we saw during the basketball season for the Cougars. He really likes to crowd the plate. And that one gets a backhand snare by Beasy, and it's 3-1.
Ferret Custom Roll Forming, the best choice in metal fabrication, provides ISO certified quality with unparalleled service and support. At Ferret Custom Roll Forming, we form value. Learn more at ferretrollforming.com.
And if you're wondering, yes, there is action in the Falcon bullpen. And that ball hops away from Beasy. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded once again as New Prairie goes back to the top of the order here with Dylan Bishop.
Hey, you want to help your team look great? It's Tops can help. They are the official outfitter for a number of local schools and even Sports Michiana. And they can do a lot more than just clothes. Learn more at itstops.net.
Bishop was hit by a pitch in the first at bat here in the top of the first and came around to score on a Reed Robinson homer. And this one cranked down the third base line. It's a fair ball. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. And Mark Schellinger's going to stop the merry-go-round right here at third. It's a 2-run double for Dylan Bishop with 7-0 New Prairie. The run sponsored by Chonaki Automotive Repair.
Great job by Bishop turning on the inside pitch, staying inside the ball, though, to keep that ball fair. Right down the line. On this turf, that ball's going all the way down that line.
Good job by Grady Garber, the left fielder, to go over and cut it off and force the runner Daniels to stop at third. But now you've got to face the dangerous Mr. Robinson, who already has a 2-run homer here in the inning.
7 runs so far, sponsored by Chonaki Automotive Repair, but only on 3 hits.
Miller's pitch inside. And, of course, you're going to be extra careful with a hitter like Robinson, who has shown that power already in one swing tonight. The 1-0 pitch. Foul to the Cougar dugout, and it's 1-1.
Geiger CPA in Goshen. They aren't just accountants, they are big sports fans who cheer on Fairfield. For more than 20 years, Geiger CPA has been specializing in individual and small business tax, bookkeeping, payroll, and payroll taxes. Check them out at geigercpa.com.
A ball and a strike to the New Prairie second baseman. He takes that one on the outside corner at the knees for a strike. It's 1-2. Robinson, just a terrific athlete. He's the quarterback for the football team. Scored 5 touchdowns in their playoff win over Gary West. 1-2 the count. High fly ball, deep right field, but not deep enough. Backing up is the right fielder, Sen, and he reaches up to make the catch. Tagging at third is Daniels. He'll come in to score. It's a sacrifice fly for Reed Robinson, his third RBI of the inning, and it's 8-0, the run sponsored by Chinaki Automotive Repair.
Great job of getting the job done for Robinson. Here you can see on the Fairfield Community Schools instant replay, just got under it just a little bit, but got it deep enough for that sac fly.
That ball carried very well in this humid air. So it brings up Jordan Davis, the catcher, who walked and scored, and he fouls this one back. It's 0-1. Davis, an honor roll student, he received the Jackie Robinson Award at Four Winds Field earlier this season for the leadership that he offers on this ball club. One of the few seniors on this New Prairie team. It's basically him and Zach Henrich and Bo Kamichek. That's it. That's your senior class for the Cougars.
Yeah, Jordy, a little bit of first, a little bit of catching last year for this team, and catching here tonight.
The 0-1 pitch. Beautiful breaking ball that time from Miller, his best of the night, and it's 0-2. It appears the rain has stopped. The flag hangs limply out in center field. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. Missing outside, it's 1-2. A big first inning for the defending 3A state champion New Prairie Cougars. 1-2 pitch, and it hit him in the back. The third hit batter of the inning for the Cougars. And it puts runners on the corners for Sully Kress.
Looks like we might be having a pitching change here for the Falcons.
Darren Kaufman on his way to the mound. His second visit of the inning, so that's going to do it for Logan Miller's night on the hill. We'll tell you about the new Fairfield pitcher when we return. You're watching high school baseball on Sports Michiana.
Shopping for tires used to really grind my gears. So many tires, and the thought of choosing the right one made me, precisely. That's before I went to TireRack.com. I got the best deal hands down. My tires ship fast and free, arrive the next day like clockwork. Tire Rack even gave me 2 years of free road hazard protection. Precisely.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Let's be honest, shopping for window treatments can be a real pain in the glass. Shades, shutters, blinds, drapes, the options are endless. Avoid expensive mistakes and return shipping with online retailers. Call the local team at Quality Window Treatments. Their entirely local process makes choosing the right look for your space easy. They bring the showroom to you during your in-person consultation. And with hands-off local installation, you never make a measurement. Visit QualityWindowTreatment.com to book your free consultation and see your space in a whole new light.
That's how what it is here at Falcon Field as Fairfield freshman Kyler Castetter warms up out there on the hill in relief of Logan Miller, who had a rough night with his control tonight. Castetter making his second appearance of the season. He has no ERA. He has allowed 4 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned, did not retire a batter in his only appearance of the season. But he is a terrific athlete, 3-sporter here at Fairfield. Played on the football team, also a member of the wrestling squad. And you talk to the coaches, they just say he's got a very quiet confidence about him.
Yeah, I mean, Kyler's just a freshman, and fortunately, I've known him for about 7 years, and good family that he comes from, and but yeah, he's really quiet, just goes about, does his business, and like you said, he's a true athlete.
Walks into a tough situation here. He's down 8-0, runners at the corners, 2 out here in the first inning, and he faces the cleanup hitter Sully Kress, who flew out to center his first time up. Castetter's first pitch is a breaking ball that stays up high for ball 1. right-hander who also plays third base and catches, but called on to pitch tonight. Bounces that one in. Good stop by the catcher, Beasy. And the count goes to 2-0. It has been a very busy stretch for both of these ball clubs. New Prairie coming off games against Michigan City on Monday and then a pair with Elkhart Tuesday and Wednesday. Fairfield this week played Churubusco on Monday, Garrett on Tuesday, and Lakeland on Thursday. They have this game tonight, then they turn around and play Concord tomorrow. And, oh, by the way, the Northeast Corner Conference tournament is next week.
Yeah, I mean, just a tough little stretch for them. And, you know, it's one of the things about Indiana and baseball, especially in northern Indiana, it's such a short season, and they try to cram so many games in such a short season because the weather has an effect on that. I mean, shoot, half the time it's snowing out the first few games.
Bo Kamichek steps in now and takes that one high and in for ball one. Kamichek walked and scored earlier in the inning. Bases loaded, 2 away, and an 8-0 New Prairie lead. Castrader ready, and the pitcher delivers down low. It's 2-0. And when you play this many games in a week, it really thins out the pitching staff. And I think that's one of the things that Fairfield's running into here tonight, because you've got a game tomorrow, so it's not like Darren Kaufman can empty the barrels here and just throw everybody out there.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have a few guys ready to go for tomorrow as well. And, you know, you can't go to that 1, 2, or 3 because you got to save them for that conference tournament.
Plus, you occasionally have an injury to a pitcher, and they're dealing with a little bit of that right now on their staff as that one misses inside for ball 4. And a run will score with the bases loaded walk to Kamichek. It brings in Dylan Bishop. The run sponsored by Chinaki Automotive Repair, and it's 9-0.
Imagineering Finishing Technologies in South Bend is a longtime supporter of high school athletics. They're also helping NASA send astronauts back to the moon. You want to help? Learn more on joining the Imagineering Finishing Technologies team at iftww.com/careers.
Zach Henrich fouls one off the end of the bat. It's 0-1. You know, Grady Garber, who has done quite a bit of pitching for this team this year, has not been available this week. He's got a bit of a tricep injury. They're hoping he'll be ready to go next week. Here's a bouncer up the middle into center field, a base hit. 2 runs will score on the Henrich RBI single. It's 11-0 New Prairie.
One of those C&I singles just right up the middle out of the reach of the second baseman for Fairfield.
That was definitely an artificial turf base hit.
Yeah.
As natural grass, that one probably doesn't go through. But Henrich collects a couple of RBI, number 10 and 11 of the season for the All-NIC running back. And the Cougars advance the lead here as Colton Griffiths comes to the plate again.
Chonakia Automotive Repair scoring for New Prairie there with the 11 runs here in the first inning.
Griffiths hits a ground ball to short. It's fielded by Chupp. He'll make the long throw to first, and it's in time to get him on a nice stretch by the first baseman, Avery Christner. But New Prairie gets the fast start. They score 11 in the first. The Falcons get their turn next on Sports Michiana.
Medicare plans can be confusing, but they don't have to be. I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I can help you compare your options because I'm appointed with many nationally recognized carriers. With my help, you can find the coverage that fits your needs and budget. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Ledger today to schedule your free consultation or visit tledger.com.
Your garage door keeps your home, family, and valuables safe and secure. Make sure it always looks good and works well. Precision Garage Door is your one-stop shop for design, installation, and repairs. Count on us to help you choose the right materials, style, and color for your new door. And when you need repairs, we're ready. Our friendly trained technicians work around your schedule and are available 24/7 for emergency repairs. Call your local Precision Garage Door today.
Garage doors done right.
This edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. They're putting people over profits. You take a look at Cameron Green getting the start tonight for New Prairie, making his 4th appearance. 0-1, 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 12 runs, but only 3 earned, 5 walks and 5 strikeouts. Let's take a look at the Fairfield batting order that he'll be facing.
Yeah, the Fairfield batting order, you'll see it right there. Coming up here. But as you're seeing it, we got Graber leading off. You got Beachy, Miller, Kaufman, Stolfus, Christner, Sean, Chupp, and Miller. And we're looking at that. You got Grady Garber. It's 3rd in state with 4 triples right now. Hitting .323, leading off. 3-hole, Eli Miller, quarterback on the football team, hitting .261. That 4-hole, the DH, Hunter Kaufman, hitting .500 on the year.
Was teasing him before the game, saying, well, every other bat, you're good. 500. So he is currently ranked 65th in the state in hitting, which just shows some of the talent that there is in baseball here. We'll see if Fairfield can get back in it against Mr. Green here in the first. Here's Grady Garber to lead it off. And the left fielder takes a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1.
Reminder, this first inning is brought to you by Fairfield Community Schools.
Garber batting .323, 3-sport athlete. He also plays basketball, and he's an all-conference tennis player. He takes the pitch high there. It's 1-1. He is the nephew of the Fairfield basketball coach, Brody Garber.
Brody used to coach the baseball team.
Was a very good baseball player during his time here at Fairfield, as was the head coach of the Falcons now, Darren Kaufman. Here's a line drive, left center field. Racing in is the left fielder, Jagger Daniels, and he makes the catch.
Nice little swing by Garber inside out. Drive to left field, but as you said, Daniels, great job of reading that ball, playing the lefty in just a little bit for that type of slicing cut. Good play by the Cougars.
And the replay there, sponsored by Fairfield Community Schools, shows that I was misspoken. The rain does continue here. It's just not hitting our windows anymore. That pitch misses down low to Drew Beachy, the second baseman. Beachy batting .300 on the season, no homers and 2 runs batted in. He is also an all-conference tennis player and a member of the basketball team. There's a strike on the outside corner at the knees, and the count goes to 1-1. Green, 4-pitch pitcher. He'll throw a fastball, a curve, a cutter, and a change. Here's the 1-1. Nice breaking ball there, but it missed outside, 2-1. That ball almost had some delayed movement on it.
Yeah, it's nice little slide action on that. Nice and tight. Kept it right there.
2-1 from Green. Missed outside, 3-1. Definitely not lacking for the velocity.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of velocity, a little get up on that fastball, and like the way he pitches, got a little bit of command of everything. He's hitting that outside, just on the outside of the outside corner.
Beachy swings late, flies this one to right field. It racing into foul territory, but making the catch in fair territory is Bo Kmiecek. We talked about his speed earlier. He shows it on that play.
Yeah, just a great job of Kmiecek running that ball down. Here you can see on the Fairfield Community Schools replay. Looked like it might have was done a slice foul, but Kmiecek, good job of getting that. Bringing it down in fair territory. If that would have dropped, that would have been a double, maybe a triple.
Here's Eli Miller, the third baseman. A senior batting .261 on the season. No homers, 3 runs knocked in. That slider misses outside for ball 1. Miller, an academic all-state selection in football, whereas Bo mentioned he was the quarterback on the football team. And he takes that one outside as well. The count goes to 2-0. New Prairie playing Miller straight away. The third baseman, Bishop, only a couple of steps off the line. And he rips this one into left field. It's a base hit. Daniels will play it on one hop as Eli Miller gets the first base knock of the game for the Falcons.
Now batting the DH, number 23, Hunter Kaufman.
That'll bring up the aforementioned Hunter Kaufman, the designated hitter, batting .500 on the season with a homer and 3 runs batted in. He brings a 7-game hit streak into the action tonight. Leads this Falcon team with 13 hits on the season. A strong right-handed hitter. He takes that one outside. I mean, you take a look at those tree trunk legs he's got. You can see where power comes from.
Well, yeah, and, you got those great stats where he's benching 305 and squatting 435. I mean, you can tell he gets in that weight room.
The 1-0 from Green. Outside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. Kaufman was an all-state football player for Corey Stoner this season and then got onto the wrestling mat for the Falcons as well. Green's 1-1. Way outside. Nice backhanded stop by Jordan Davis that time. And the count is 2-1. Take a look at Miller over at first base. And obviously down by 11. You're not going to see the Falcons do a whole lot of running here.
No, I mean, runs are very important base runners at this point. You need to get below that 10-run mark, though, to make sure this thing lasts more than 5 innings. I mean, that's the first thing you got to do.
Kaufman knifes this one down the right field line for extra bases. Well, he won't be taking any. Yes, he will. He's going to go to second on the throw that came in behind him. Runners at second and third on the double by Kaufman. And it sets the table for Garrett Stoltzfus here in the first inning.
Hey, don't miss out on The Music Man, a performance by Fairfield students happening this weekend. Showtimes are Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 3. Tickets are available at the door online. Come support the hard work from the Fairfield Theater Department. Don't miss out on The Music Man.
It's the 4th double of the season for Kaufman. He also had one last night in their game against Lakeland. And now Stoltzfus, 269 hitter, who is committed to play tennis at Goshen College. And that pitch missing outside. You heard his interview with Anj in our Tony Letcher Health Market Student Athlete feature. And it's not often you say this about an active athlete, but he would be considered the GOAT of Fairfield tennis. Here's a tap up the third base line. It's fielded by Bishop. He throws to first and gets his man. And Green works out of trouble here in the first after 11-0 Cougars on Sports Michiana.
The Falcons have 2 hits, no runs, leave 2 men on base after 1 complete inning. New Prairie 11.
In need of an award? Call Crown Trophy of Mishawaka, the area's premier award provider. They've been serving the area since 2001 with cutting-edge exclusive products. Personalized with state-of-the-art laser engraving technology. And Crown Trophy has more than just trophies. They offer corporate, sales, and retirement awards along with personalized gifts and promotional products. Crown Trophy, nationally known, locally owned, where everyone's a winner.
Are you tired of auto service from big box stores and new car dealers? 45 years ago, my parents, Bud and Diane, founded Zolman's with a strong commitment to the community. Today, Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care is still family owned and operated with over 150 employees and families. And we offer a price match guarantee on any tires from any local dealer, while providing complete auto service on all makes and all models. Serving you and your family for 3 generations. Buy local, shop local. Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week is being brought to you by Glass Doctor, Mr. Handyman, and 5-Star Painting. They are your neighborly hometown heroes. New pitcher comes on for the Fairfield Falcons here in the second. It's Drew Beachy. He will move over from second base, and I'm going to assume that Mr. Castanetter has taken over at second. He has. But Drew Beachy out there on the mound has a 0.00 ERA this year, and he will be asked to face the 8-9-1 hitters in the New Prairie order here in the second. The Cougars put 11 on the board in the first inning, and we will see what happens here in the second.
Second inning sponsored by Ferret Custom Roll Forming, the best choice in metal fabrication, serving a variety of industries, including solar, appliances, conveyor systems, chassis, and structural components to decorative trim. Learn more at ferretrollforming.com. We form value.
So Beachy will come on and face Gio Nacarado, Jagger Daniels, and Dylan Bishop here in the second inning. And it looks like Mark Schellinger is going to make some use of his bench here, as he's going to go with a pinch hitter here to start the inning. Bryce Bell will come up and bat for New Prairie.
Leading off for the Cougars in the top of the second, number 17, Bryce Bell.
Bell, a junior infielder. Defensive end on the football team, played in a few games this year, 8 games to be in total, getting some pinch hitting time here and there throughout the season. You can see the rain still coming down out there.
Bell was the DH in the win over Elkhart the other day. Batting 182 on the season. Beachy working from the windup. And that one spanked, but a nice backhand grab by the third baseman as Eli Miller snags that one. One pitch, one out. Good contact by Bell, but Miller was up to the challenge, and here's Jagger Daniels.
Exactly what Beachy needed and Fairfield needed was a one pitch out to start this second inning.
And Daniels hits the first pitch of the inning down to Miller as well. It's a fair ball. No, it's called foul.
5 Star Sheets, FS Transportation in New Carlisle is proud to support the New Prairie Cougars. 5 Star Sheets, FS Transportation is accepting applications for CDL drivers, maintenance, forklift drivers, and production. Visit 5starsheets.com.
Daniels watches that pitch miss low down, and it's 1-1. Well, you have one of those unique northern Indiana situations where the rain continues to come down and the sun is out. Here's a pop fly down the right field line, racing over the right fielder's Sen. He can't get to it. It's a foul ball, and it's 1-2. Those who brought their shades to the ballpark tonight made a great executive decision. One and two, the count on Daniels as you see the rain continue to come down. Jagger wiping off the bat. They're trying to get new baseballs in, and yet I can look behind the press box here and see the sun is out.
Nice little view behind us here. Start clearing off here in a little bit.
The 1-2 from Beachy misses low and away, and it's 2-2. Daniels can play just about anywhere. He's kind of a Swiss Army knife on this team. He hits a high fly ball out into left field. Grady Garber is out there under it, makes the catch, and there's 2 away here in the New Prairie second. Goes back up to the top of the order, and the third baseman, Dylan Bishop. Bishop has been hit by a batter, or hit by a pitch, and then had a 2-run double back in the first inning. 7 RBI now on the season for Bishop. And tap foul here on the pitch. It's 0-1. Dylan, another one of these 3-sport athletes. Plays basketball, also a member of the tennis team at New Prairie. It's a dying breed, though.
It sure is.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Bouncing away, 1-1. Bishop batted .235 for the Cougars last year, had a homer and 12 RBI.
You can see the big difference in first inning of this inning with Beachy throwing strikes, getting the ball over the plate, making New Prairie put the ball in play and earn those runs.
1-1 to Bishop. Swing and a miss on the fastball. It's 1-2.
AgTech Solution cheers on Fairfield as farmers have had to reimagine themselves, so have the companies that work with them. As an independent rep for Pioneer, AgTech Solution is dedicated to serving farmers year-round with the most advanced technologies and localized expertise. AgTech Solution.
Count goes to 2-2 on Bishop, and you want to get him so that Reed Robinson bats with the bases empty in the third. Beachy into the windup and the delivery. Misses high, 3-2. Drew, the son of former Fairfield basketball coach Troy Beachy. We try not to hold that against him.
Try not to.
Swing and a miss, strike three. Beachy gets the K, and 1-2-3 go the Cougars in the second after 1.5, 11-0 New Prairie.
The Cougars don't have any hits, no one strikeout.
And let's go.
We found out about Notre Dame Federal Credit Union through a friend. We were nervous about growing interest rates, but Notre Dame Federal Credit Union communicated the entire way through that process and made us feel like we made a good move. Finding a house was the tricky part, but securing financing and going through the purchase process with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, that was the easy part. That was simple. We would highly recommend working with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. The customer service is amazing.
This edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you by Patrick, empowering outdoor enthusiasts since 1959. We go downstairs. Angelo Carlo has a sideline report. All right. Well, we were hoping to talk with Mark Schellinger, who I'm sure was going to be in a really good mood with an 11-0 lead. I'm not so sure he couldn't have said that his team just took a great patient approach at the plate in the first inning.
Well, I tell you who was in a good mood. That was our crew. Thanks to Wings Etc. and Goshen for feeding our crew tonight with their delicious cheeseburgers and fries. Wings Etc. proudly cheers on Fairfield. Stop in just off of US 33 in Goshen. Good food, great times. Wings Etc.
And a reminder, the second inning is being brought to us by our friends at Barrett Custom Roll Forming. They form value. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up here for Fairfield in the second inning. That means Avery Christner, the first baseman, will lead it off against Cameron Green, who looked very good in that first inning and managed to get himself out of a spot of trouble with runners on second and third in the inning. Green's first pitch hit on the ground. The third baseman Bishop cuts it off, sets his feet, throws low, and it gets away. And Christner is reaching on an error. That'll be on Bishop, the third baseman, and he's had some fielding problems this year. That's his 8th error of the season. Or excuse me, that was not Bishop. That was Bryce Bell, who was inserted into the game at third. Bishop's moved over to shortstop.
Yeah, Bell did a great job of cutting that ball off. Exactly what you want to do as a third base, and just didn't get his feet turned all the way around to make a good throw over to first base and threw it in the ground. Wasn't able to come up with it over there at first base.
So Bell, inserted in the game for Gio Nacarado, commits the error, and here's the pitch going over the head of the batter Matthew Sen, the right fielder, batting .250 on the season. No homers and 2 runs batted in. Sen, the MVP of the wrestling team here at Fairfield. He went 39-6 last season. He is a 2-time semi-state qualifier. And the breaking ball is on the outside corner for strike 1-1. Boy, did that thing have some movement on it.
Yeah, that was definitely a curveball. Dropped right down in there and had a little 12-6 break is what they call that.
But it also seemed to start off at the shoulder of Sen and wound up hitting the outside corner. The 1-1. He snaps off another curveball, and Sen went to his knees to try to hit it. It's 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes on the Falcons' right fielder. Green delivers, and that one misses high. The count goes to 2-2.
Notre Dame Federal Credit Union is the financial institute of choice for Sports Michiana, plus hundreds of churches and schools. Link your Elevate credit or debit card, and your nonprofit earns 1% cash back. Go to NotreDameFCU.com/elevate to learn more.
And another breaking ball, strike 3 called on the inside corner. Green racks up his first K of the night, and it brings up Grady Chupp, the shortstop.
Yeah, Green did a good job of that inside curveball, throwing it right at the batter's hip and let it break him right across the inside plate. A little backdoor curveball for Green.
Chupp, a shortstop on this team, batting .130. No homers and 4 runs batted in. As that one misses upstairs for ball 1. Maybe we'll try again with an Angelo DiCarlo sideline report here after the second inning's over. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That one bounces away. It's a wild pitch by Green. Christner goes to second, and there's a runner in scoring position for the Falcons with one out here in the second.
Respect, loyalty, pride, courage, integrity, and dedication. Those are the many ways officers at the St. Joe County Police are serving our community. If you are looking for a career change that can really make a difference, visit sjcpd.org to learn more.
Green takes a deep breath out there on the mound as he gets ready to face Chupp here with a 2-0 count. And a little looper into short center field. It's going to be caught out there by Sully Kress, and there's 2 away. The outfield for New Prairie has been kept busy tonight by Green, but they've been up to the test.
Yeah, not much Christner could do at second base. That's one of those in-between plays. You're not going to be able to tag up on that. You just get off as far as you can and hope that maybe he drops it and you can score if they do drop that ball. But you can't tag up and really go to third because it's not enough. And being down 11 runs, you really don't need to be doing that.
So Kyler Castanetter stands in there, and the freshman takes high for ball one. Castanetter batting 136, no homers and 4 runs batted in.
Castanetter, just a freshman, again.
Yeah, I gave him an extra syllable there.
Yeah.
That'll happen. Castanetter ducks out of the way of that one. Green was trying to give him an extra syllable on his back,
He
too.
sure was. Throwing the ball over to dry it off, switching balls here. Again, the rain's still coming down out there when the sun's starting to sit behind us here.
Should be clearing out of here pretty quickly. 2-0 the count on Castanetter. And Kyler hits this one in the air, fouled on the first base side. The first baseman going over and making the one-hand grab is Colton Griffiths. A nice play by him to end the inning. No runs, no hits. There was an error and a man left on base. And after 2, it is 11-0 in favor of New Prairie. You're watching high school baseball on Sports Michiana. And we go downstairs to Angelo DiCarlo for a Patrick sideline report. Do you have Mark Schellinger?
Terribly, but you are right about the rain. It is coming down a little bit, but the sun's starting to come now. He's going to walk over here in a moment to us, so we'll get Coach Schellinger. We'll walk with you over to third base. Only adversity you had to face is possibly 2 interviews here so far today. Let's go back to the first inning. When you have Reed Robinson belt a home run like he does, what kind of start does that provide with what he brings you guys?
Having Reed up at the top of the lineup is a huge advantage. He's really good about attacking, and we saw that early on. And when you get an early lead like that, it gives you some comfort, and you can do some things and be aggressive with it, and just keep rolling from there.
And then the target on your guys' back this season. How has your team handled that, especially with not such a huge senior class, despite being this defending state champions?
Yeah, basically we told them in the fall that we just got to turn the page. It's not about what other teams are doing. It's about what we're doing. And last year was last year, and this year's a new year. So we got to prepare and get better every day like we always do.
Coach, thank you very much. Best of luck the rest of the game.
Thank you.
All right, Chuck and Bo, back upstairs to you.
All right, thank you very much, Anj. Glad we finally got a chance to hear from Mark Schellinger. Our third inning brought to us by our friends at Williams Family Chiropractic Clinic.
Williams Family Chiropractic Clinic in Granger is a family-focused practice that treats newborns to professionals, athletes, and everyone in between. They offer high-level chiropractic care, digital x-ray diagnostics, and non-surgical spinal decompression. Google Williams Family Chiropractic Clinic to learn more.
And Mark Schellinger will go to his bench to start off the third inning and bring up the pinch hitter, Connor Tidwell. Tidwell batting .231, no homers, 4 batted in. Ground ball to Eli Miller, 1 hop throw over to first. Nice play by the first baseman, Christner, to dig that one out. 1 pitch, 1 away.
It's one of those turf balls where you get at third base. You just throw it in the ground and let it skip over there. A lot of times during travel ball when it's wet, a lot of the teams you'll see we play on turf quite often is keep that ball low and just skip it across there.
Here's Jordan Davis, the catcher. He has no official at-bats tonight. He's been walked, hit by a pitch, and scored a pair of runs. Swings and misses at the Beachy pitch, and it's 0-1 to Davis.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Fairfield Community Schools, leading the way with the highest graduation rates and top iRead scores in Elkhart County. Excellent starts here. Go Falcons from Fairfield Schools.
And as always, the hospitality here at Fairfield top-notch. From the superintendent on down, Nick Jones, the athletic director, helping us out, helping get that center field camera that you're watching set up. As that pitch is a little bit low, and the count 2-1.
Do not lack in hospitality over here at Fairfield.
Always a pleasure to come on over here. 2-1 pitch. Misses outside, 3-1. Sully Crest, the center fielder, waits on deck. Davis has worked with the former South Bend Cub player Tyler Alamo on his hitting and his catching. Alamo was a terrific catcher back in the day. There's a strike, and it's 3-2. Payoff pitch coming around from Beachy. Swinging a ground ball into left field, a base hit. So Davis with the fifth base knock of the night for the Cougars. It comes here in the third inning, and it brings up Sully Crest, the center fielder.
Since 1959, Patrick Industries in Elkhart has empowered outdoor enthusiasts to achieve next-level recreational experiences. Patrick is a proud supporter of our local teams and athletes, empowering excellence on and off the field.
Crest was a member of that state championship team last year, and he's being pinch hit for as well. Riley Conley has picked up the bat. Conley looking for his first hit of the year. Grounds it to Castetter, who throws high and pulls the shortstop off the bag, and everybody's safe.
Tough play for Castetter at second base. Might have been better off just getting the out at first. He had to drop step to get that throw over to the shortstop, and way New Prairie was moving on that play. Dalton Clark there running.
So runners at first and second, one away. And Beachy ready to deliver. And that one taken low, and another pinch hitter up here as Bryce Griskowiak will come up. Griskowiak batting 200, no homers and a run knocked in. We talked about the busy Fairfield schedule. Well, New Prairie's got a game with Northwood tomorrow, so no sense in not getting some guys an opportunity here with a big lead to try to get some at-bats, get some playing time, and see what they can do. 1-1 the count on Griskowiak. And Bryce takes that one on the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-2.
Beachy still pounding that strike zone like he's supposed to do. Great job.
Second inning of relief for the right-hander. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Second strikeout of the game for Beachy. Now 2 down in the third, and it brings up the DH, Zach Henrich, who's had himself a nice night.
A big thank you to Lilliart Insurance Agency for all their work in helping Sports Michiana get all its insurance needs. Real people, real service, real value. That's their slogan, but Matt Lilliart and his team also live it every day. Visit realvalueins.com to get the personal touch you deserve.
Henrich, who now has 11 RBI on the year to match his uniform number, takes that one outside for ball one. Walked and singled in the big 11-run first inning for New Prairie. He hits this one off the end of the bat foul. And the count 1-1. Henrich committing to Goshen College yesterday to play his college baseball. He's another three-sport athlete, all NIC running back. Member of the wrestling team, loves to get in the weight room. And a balk is called on Drew Beachy as he dropped the ball out on the mound.
Many different ways you can balk. You don't see that quite often, situation where the ball dropped out of his glove.
So now 2 in scoring position for Henrich, who knocked in a pair back in his last at-bat with a single up the middle. The 1-1, missing high, and it's 2-1.
Locally owned Central Automotive in downtown South Bend is your answer for oil changes, brakes, air conditioning repair, general maintenance, and more. Check them out at Lafayette and Colfax. Central Automotive. We're here for all your automotive needs.
Henrich, and it gets by Eli Miller, and everybody's safe. Well, he's interested in a career in criminal justice, and he just handcuffed Miller with that ground ball.
Yeah, that's a real tough one right there. You got to come get that hard on the short hop, and just a tough play to make right there for Miller.
We'll wait for the official scoring decision. And it'll be called an error on Miller. So runners on first and third, and another pinch hitter here is Riley Masters will come up now. Masters batting .250, no homers and an RBI. And he takes a strike on the outside corner.
That 12th run for New Prairie, sponsored by Chonacki Automotive Repair.
An unearned run here in the third for New Prairie as that one misses high, and the count goes to 1-1. Now the key here for Beachy is to not let the situation get any worse. The 1-1 to Masters. Popped up, foul territory. Beasy going over. The catcher runs out of room as it's out of play.
Your home deserves the best, and your neighborly hometown heroes are here to deliver. Glass Doctor secures your home with expert glass care. Mr. Handyman takes on small fixes to big improvements, and 5-Star Painting revitalizes your space inside and out. Trust the pros who bring you peace of mind above all else. Neighborly hometown heroes.
The 1-2 coming to Masters, swinging a line drive, left center field, and that'll get all the way down into the wall. Finally, Garber's able to cut it off. He throws it in. Masters an RBI single. It's 13-0 New Prairie.
Another run sponsored by Chonacki Automotive Repair for the New Prairie Cougars.
For Masters, that's his second run batted in this season. He had an RBI single last Saturday against South Central. So runners on the corners, still 2 out, and here's Bryce Bell, the third baseman, who lined out to his counterpart at third, Eli Miller, his first time up. Hits this one in the air towards right center field, and the right fielder comes over and makes the catch. That's send to end the inning. Couple of runs on a couple of hits, 2 errors, and 2 left after 2.5. 13-0 Cougars on Sports Michiana.
When contractors and OEMs need quality electrical products at the best prices, they look to Babsco Supply. We strive to supply all the electrical products you need for residential, light commercial, and OEM electrical components. We have the knowledge, dedication to customer service, and extensive inventory to ensure your electrical projects are completed successfully. We are employee-owned, which means all of our employees are owners. So you know we care. With locations in Elkhart and Warsaw, Babsco Supply is working together to serve you better. Learn more at babsco.com.
Shopping for tires used to be like pulling teeth. That was before I went to TireRack.com. TireRack's Tire Decision Guide made it easy to drill down to the right tires for me. What? Oh, I got a great deal. My tires shipped fast and free and arrived the next day. I even got 2 years of free road hazard protection. What? You're darn right, wow. Next time your tires get long in the tooth, visit TireRack.com.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Your car carries precious cargo. It needs to be dependable, rain or shine. Let Tom's Car Care Center in South Bend help take the stress out of your car's maintenance. We'll change your oil in 10 minutes, flush your transmission, replace your wiper blades, and much more. Oil changes include a half-price car wash when needed. Welcome to your extended family, Tom's Car Care Center.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Big C Lumber, where the possibilities are endless.
Reminder, our third inning brought to you by Williams Family Chiropractic Clinic in Granger. They're a family-focused practice that treats newborns to professional athletes and everyone in between. They offer high-level chiropractic care, digital x-ray diagnostics, and non-surgical spinal decompression. Google Williams Family Chiropractic Clinic to learn more.
You know when you should have made your appointment at Williams Family Chiropractic? About a week back.
About a week back. There you go.
Thank you.
Bob taught you that one, I guarantee you.
Hey, speaking of Bob Nagel, I hope he's watching tonight. I heard him on a podcast earlier this week. I know he's finally gotten done with his rehab, official rehab, and has returned to his house, and that is great news after a long rehab. Grady Garber leads off the third here for Fairfield and takes one inside from Cameron Green, who's thrown a pair of shutout innings so far. Garber, as Bo mentioned earlier, is tied for third in the state with 4 triples this season. He got the speed from his mother. The 1-0. Swinging a tap down to the first baseman. It's handled by Bryce Bell, who makes the bare hand pickup but can't get to the bag in time. Green was slow to cover, and Garber shows that speed as he beats it out for an infield hit.
He shows that mother speed there, and all good and fun. Brody, a good friend of ours.
You get another look on the Fairfield Community Schools replay. Hey, considering it's a 13-0 game, that's really good hustle by Garber. It'd be easy to kind of just mail it in right here, and he isn't mailing it in. He's playing hard. Here's Drew Beachy, the pitcher. He flew out to right his first time up on a nice running catch by Bo Kamichek. And that's taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
A big shout-out to Geiger CPA in Goshen. There are walk sponsors for Fairfield tonight.
Well, you know what? We'll give them base hits.
Green's done a great job of really throwing that ball across the plate and not giving those freebies.
Breaking ball, beauty that time by Green. It's 0-2. I really like this guy's stuff for a number 3 pitcher or whatever Mark Schellinger wants to call him.
Mm-hmm.
He's throwing the ball well tonight.
I think the biggest thing is he's controlling 2-3 pitches out there. He's not just relying on one pitch, fastball or curveball. He's able to mix that slider in there as well.
And let's not snow anybody. It's pretty easy to pitch when you got an 11-0 lead. In this case, 13-0. But before he even took the mound tonight, it was 11-0.
At Geiger CPA in Goshen, they aren't just accountants, they are big sports fans who cheer on Fairfield. For more than 20 years, Geiger CPA has been specializing in individual and small business tax, bookkeeping, payroll, and payroll taxes. Check them out at GeigerCPA.com.
The umbrellas have been put away and replaced by hoodies and blankets as the temperature drops into the 50s tonight. That pitch misses low and away. Throw back to first, not in time. But it's nice that the rain has finally stopped. That was the forecast all along. It would clear out of here by about 7 o'clock, and pretty much right on time.
Supposed to really have a decent weekend. Not much more rain in the forecast. It'll be a little bit chilly for this time of the year.
1-2 pitch from Green. Turned on that time by Beachy and laced down the left field line for extra bases. Beachy is on his way to second. He's got a stand-up double, and the Falcons have something cooking here in the third.
Great job by Beachy turning on that ball, keeping inside the ball, driving it down the line. Big no-out double there by Beachy, back-to-back hits. And it all started with Garber hustling down that first base line and not giving up on that little ground ball he had to first base.
Falcons have had 4 hits. We're going to say that one's sponsored by Geiger CPA. And the pitch inside to Eli Miller, who had one of those hits back in the first with a single. Miller has had a couple of 2-hit games this year, one against South Central and one against Angola. Eli taking it. It's 2-0. Cameron Green hadn't pitched more than 4 innings in 3 games coming into this one, so he's going to do a little bit of uncharted territory for his season. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss here by Miller. It's 2-1.
Great job of getting the top of the zone there by Green.
Green came into this one with a 5.25 ERA. Good look from our low-angle camera behind home plate. 2-1 pitch. Miller spanks it foul past the runner. It's 2-2.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Fairfield Community Schools, where they ensure all students learn and grow at high levels to be prepared for the future. Go Falcons from Fairfield Community Schools.
Two balls and two strikes, the count now on Miller. Outfield playing straight away for the Falcon third baseman. Breaking ball fouled away. He really had to fight that one.
Yeah, just doing a good job of fighting stuff off here, battling up the plate, not giving in. Great at bat, first at bat for Miller with that single.
It is an all-new pitching staff for New Prairie this year. None of their innings returning from last season. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, hit Miller in the back. And the bases are loaded with nobody out here in the third for Fairfield.
Was waiting, looked like they might call that sticking the arm out. I've seen that a couple times this year already where you don't attempt to get out of the way of the ball as it's coming in.
Miller did the same thing last night in the seventh inning against Lakeland and was awarded the base, and Lakeland was saying the same thing. They didn't feel like he made any effort to get out of the way of the pitch. Now, the other thing is when it's a breaking ball, I think as a batter, where are you going to go?
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're taught to turn back towards the catcher, and that one he started to turn and then just kind of stopped in that situation.
But now the base is loaded for the best hitter on this Fairfield team, and Hunter Kaufman, who's batting .500 for the year and doubled his first time up.
That hit by pitch sponsored by Geiger CPA.
Kaufman looking for his fifth multi-hit game of the season. He now has an 8-game hit streak after the double back in the first inning. 1-0 pitch, and Kaufman takes that one inside. It's 2-0.
The New Prairie Athletic Department would like to thank our student athletes, coaches, staffs, parents, and fans for all they do to support and promote education-based athletics. Go Cougars from the New Prairie Athletic Department.
2 balls and no strikes on Hunter Kaufman. And the pitch. Breaking ball hit off the glove of Green. He's going to recover and throw to first to get Kaufman, but a run will score, and it's 13-1. So Fairfield avoids the shutout with Kaufman driving in his 4th run of the season. 1 out in the inning. Still 2 in scoring position for Garrett Stoltzfus, the center fielder. Stoltzfus bounced out to third his first time up. And some new baseballs will come in for the plate umpire.
Thank you to Tony Letcher for his incredible support of Sports Michiana. Tony is a licensed insurance agent with Health Markets. If you're looking for assistance with Medicare, family, or individual health insurance, Google Tony Letcher, Health Markets, or visit tletcher.com.
Green delivers. And a check swing bunt up the third base side. It's fielded, throw on the run by Masters, and he threw it away. 2 runs will score. Stoltzfus on his way to second. It's 13-3. Well, one of the things that you do when you put players into games that haven't played a lot, you take a little bit of a risk defensively, and it showed that time. It was a tough play for any third baseman, but especially one that hasn't had a lot of experience like Riley Masters.
Yeah, it's one of those things you can see on the Fairfield Community Schools replay. Came in, made a great play, but threw it away in that situation. If you understand that you got to make that throw over, take your time just a little bit to get your balance set to make that throw. A, you probably get the runner out, and B, that extra run doesn't score on that play.
So Avery Christner steps in there and takes strike 1 as the sun now beaming down here at Falcon Field. And another breaking ball misses inside. The count goes to 1-1 on Christner, who had a clutch 2-run double in the 7th to tie the Lakeland game last night. Here comes the 1-1. Here, foul ball past Darren Kaufman in that third base coach's box. Darren now in his 7th season here at Fairfield as the head coach, but he believes it might be his 23rd consecutive season of being a participant in Fairfield baseball in some way, whether as a player, an assistant coach, or now the head coach. He's a 2005 Fairfield grad and helped this team win the sectional in 2022. 1-2 the count, the pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman. It'll be fielded there by Tidwell. The throw to first in time. On the play, the runner Stoltzfus moves over to third, but there's 2 away.
Chonacki Automotive Repair says, go Cougars. They offer full automotive repair and service. And get this, 96% of their more than 850 reviews on Sure Critic gave them a perfect 5-star rating. Chonacki Automotive Repair is located on Lincoln Way in Mishawaka.
Here's the right fielder, Matthew Sen. He takes a breaking ball outside for ball 1. Sen struck out looking his first time up. Stoltzfus, an important run down at third base because that would get the lead under double digits and keep this game going after 5 innings should the score hold. Ground ball, third baseman Masters backhands, throws, and gets his man at first this time to end the inning. But the Falcons get their first 3 of the night on 2 hits and error. And after 3, the score, New Prairie 13, Fairfield 3. We go downstairs for a Patrick sideline report. Angelo DiCarlo has Darren Kaufman.
This game that have been difficult, but that half inning as good as it gets. And it starts with Garber sliding in at first in that hustle play. What does it say about an attitude like that when you're down 13-0?
Yeah, I told the guys, I said, no matter what the score is, we're competing every pitch. Every at bat. It's a long season, and we're like putting it down there. That's showing the guys are competing. So I know it's not the start we wanted. Obviously, it wasn't what we wanted to start, but they had a great start and we didn't. But we just got to keep competing every pitch, every out. We treat it like it's like a practice, even no matter what. Right? We're going to do everything we can to keep competing.
Good news is you're leading with the sun out, so if the sun keeps out, maybe we get a big comeback.
Yeah, maybe exactly. Maybe it was the rain that started. I don't know, but so we'll just take it inning by inning, out by out here, and we'll see what happens.
Darren, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys coming.
All right, Chuck and Bo, I asked him, I was going to give him the out on whether or not he wanted to do the interview before the last half inning. He said, no, we got to do it. We're still playing. We're in it. Back up to you.
Absolutely. Darren Kaufman's always been a class act, and that wouldn't change here tonight. The longtime official scorer for Fairfield basketball.
This 4th inning sponsored by Chonacki Automotive Repair. They say go Cougars. They offer full automotive repair and service, and get this, 96% of their more than 850 reviews on Sure Critic gave them a perfect 5-star rating. Chonacki Automotive Repair is located on Lincoln Way in Mishawaka.
Do great work over there. As we go here to the 4th inning for New Prairie, they're going to put up Trent Mamazza as a pinch hitter. Mamazza looking for his first base hit of the year. Takes that one over his head. Trenton, a running back and linebacker on the football team. His mom a teacher in the New Prairie schools. As that one taken low for ball 2. Drew Beachy has done a nice job here in relief. He gave up a couple of unearned runs back in the 3rd. Here's a pop-up on the infield. Beachy says he has it. Who says pitchers can't be athletes? He makes the catch.
Hey, high school, you see a lot of pitchers calling those because a lot of times that pitcher, that's athlete on the field.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit easier to do, too, with a turf mound like what you have here as opposed to when you have the dirt mound.
I think it's the same. With the hardest thing with actually the artificial mound is they're so big. When you're an infielder running across there, your kind of legs give out a little bit, whereas a hard surface mound, it's always a slow taper up, it feels like.
And I would think it's also probably easier for a pitcher coming off the mound rather than an infielder perhaps running onto the mound, as you see sometimes. Here's a high fly ball into short left center field, and the left fielder makes the catch. That's Grady Garber coming over into no man's land there, as he had to navigate both Stoltzfus and Chupp. But he made the grab, and there's 2 away here in the Cougar fourth.
For more than 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping people find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. They're nationally known and locally run by an outstanding team that believes in supporting the Michiana community. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Connor Tidwell takes a pitch outside for ball 1. He came on to bat in the 3rd inning and bounced out to 3rd his first time up. The 1-0 from Beachy misses outside. It's 2-0. Tidwell, member of the tennis team at New Prairie. Had a nice game against Adams earlier this year with a pair of hits and a couple of RBI. That one's on the outside corner for a strike, 2-1. New Prairie lost its first 3 games of the season. They fell to Chesterton, then lost a pair to St. Joe. Since then, they have won 6 of 7. Their only loss coming to Elkhart on Tuesday night on a walk-off balk.
Speaking of New Prairie, they got some action going down in the bullpen. Wondered how long Green would last in this game.
3-1 pitch from Beachy, bounce back up the middle. Chop fields and fires and gets his man by a step. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Drew Beachy, his second of the night. We're halfway home in Benton. 13-3 New Prairie on Sports Michiana.
Finding private health insurance can be stressful. What if it didn't have to be? I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I prefer to personally meet with my clients so I can get a better understanding of your needs and budget. I can even review your current coverage. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Ledger today to schedule your free consultation or visit tledger.com.
Founded in 2001 by brothers Sam and Levi, Reliance has built a reputation for excellence, providing high-quality home building and renovation services to the Michiana area. From single-room renovations like kitchens and bathrooms to building your dream home from the ground up, everything benefits from their decades of experience. From concept to completion, Reliance makes even the largest projects simple and hassle-free. To find out more, visit RelianceDBR.net. Reliance. Design, build, renovate.
In 1969, America celebrated men landing on the moon. Now the USA is trying to return, and Imagineering Finishing Technologies in South Bend is helping pave the way. IFT is providing paint, chemical conversion coatings, and non-destructive testing services for NASA's Space Launch System and Orion spacecraft, which will deliver astronauts to the moon and possibly Mars. Help make it happen by joining the Imagineering Finishing Technologies team at iftww.com/career.
This edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you by Ferric Custom Roll Forming. We form value. And our 4th inning being brought to us by Chonacki Automotive Repair in Mishawaka. Cameron Green's pitched a nice game tonight. We'll see, though, as he starts to get into uncharted territory. There is action in the Cougar bullpen. And it looks like Zach Henrich is the one getting loose over there. Green cruised through the first 2 innings, gave up 3 in the 3rd. And now he'll face the 8-9-1 hitters in the Fairfield batting order. Grady Chupp leads it off. He flew out to center his first time up. Takes that one outside for ball 1.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Fairfield Community Schools, leading the way with the highest graduation rates and top iRead scores in Elkhart County. Excellence starts here. Go Falcons.
2-0 now on Chupp, who is in a bit of a slump right now. He's only had 1 hit in his last 12 at-bats. You look on from the hill overlooking center field here at this complex. Fairly new complex. It was just built in the last couple of years. Where our camera is, there will probably be a road by this time of next year, and they'll increase some of the parking out here. Three balls and no strikes to count. Breaking news up here in the press box, apparently. Yeah, the pitch misses inside for ball 4. And a walk sponsored by our friends at Geiger CPA. It's the first one issued by Cameron Green tonight.
As you said, the fourth inning is sponsored by Chinaki Automotive Repair. They say go Cougars, and they offer full automotive repair and service. And get this, 96% of their more than 850 reviews on Sure Critic gave them a perfect 5-star rating. Chinaki Automotive Repair is located on Lincoln Way in Mishawaka.
Kyler Castetter, the second baseman, stands in there now. He fouled out to first his first time up. Castetter came into the action batting 136 for the season. Runner on first, nobody out. Chupp has some decent speed, but he's not going anywhere here as Castetter takes outside. It's 2-0, and at this point, the strategy has to be make him throw a strike.
Yeah, Green can't find that strike zone. Everything's outside. Need to make a little bit of an adjustment here.
Big fella might be facing some fatigue, too. He's thrown quite a few pitches, but Castetter fouls this one out of play. It's 2-1. You were checking the pitch count between innings.
Yeah, I was trying to catch it, but, New Prairie doesn't post it live on their game changer, so I wasn't able to find it. And
he was at 58 coming into the inning, so right around 65 by now. And the pitch from Green, breaking ball that nearly decapitated Castetter, and it's 3-1. Top of the order waiting on deck with Grady Garber, so a chance for Fairfield to keep chiseling its way back into this one. And they've got the first two men on here in the fourth.
Both these men on by Geiger CPA. Let's see. Looks like Schellinger's taking a visit to the mound. Probably going to make that change.
Mark Schellinger going out there. Zach Henrich coming in from the pen. We'll introduce you to the new Prairie pitcher when we come back.
Just graduated high school and now wondering what's next? Ready to start making a difference? Now is your chance. The St. Joe County Police Department Correctional Officer's starting pay is $50,000. Working in the jail can teach you life skills that you can use as a correctional or police officer. Benefits include vacation, medical, dental, and vision. For more information, call Sergeant Kylie Williams at 574-245-6263 or apply at sjcpd.org.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you by Williams Family Chiropractic Clinic, a family-focused practice in Granger. Mark Schellinger went to the mound, but he did not make a pitching change. He left Cameron Green in there. Henrich had opened the gate from the bullpen, but just walked into the dugout. So first and second, nobody out. And Grady Garber, who got the scoring started back in the third with an infield single and then came around to score, takes ball one down low. Garber is 1 for 2 tonight. Came into the action hitting .323 for the year. And he takes that pitch on the inside quarter for a strike. It's 1-1. Garber had a big game last Saturday against Central Noble. 2 triples and 4 RBI in the win over the Cougars. These Cougars have taken more of a bite out of the Falcons tonight. 1-1 pitch is fouled to the New Prairie dugout, and it's 1-2.
That's a tough pitch to hit right there. You got to just foul that off. It's one of those curveballs that more of a slider, and it just kind of stays right on that plane, right into a lefty. That's a tough one to hit.
Well, you got to think another one might be coming right here. It was, and Garber timed this one up a little bit better. It was also out over the plate a little bit more.
Sports Michiana apparel is courtesy of our friends at It's Tops in Mishawaka. Clothes, office supplies, tumblers. If you want to put your logo on something, odds are It's Tops can make it happen. They're locally run since 1976. It's Tops give you the personalized attention you deserve. Learn more at itstops.net.
A ball and 2 strikes, the count on the Falcon left fielder Grady Garber. And a swing and a miss. Green was able to keep that one up and in on Garber, and he gets his second strikeout of the night in a very timely spot.
Yeah, very timely spot for Green to have a strikeout, get the first out of the inning with guys on first and second. The runners don't advance, don't have the opportunity to score on a sac fly or an error here in this situation.
Drew Beachy doubled and scored back in the third. He takes another breaking ball for a strike, and Green just putting up a heaping portion of cheese on the plate right now. 0-1 the count. And a line drive on one hop to the shortstop, Bishop. He goes to second for one. The relay to first gets away from the first baseman, and a run will score. It's 13-4. A fielder's choice by Beachy. Another error on New Prairie allows Chupp to score. And the Falcons now within 9.
Great opportunity to turn two and get out of the inning, and it turns into a run for Fairfield, and at this point, they're still alive.
Very critical as we get towards the 5th inning here. So Eli Miller steps in, the third baseman. He's been on base both times tonight. Breaking ball gets away. It was a stolen base anyway for Beachy, who was running with the pitch.
Imagineering Finishing Technologies in South Bend is a longtime supporter of high school athletics. They're also helping NASA send astronauts back to the moon. Hey, you want to help? Learn more on joining the Imagineering Finishing Technologies team at iftww.com/careers.
Miller is singled and been hit by a pitch tonight. Here's the 1-0 from Cameron Green. And that one misses high for ball 2. Northwood defeated Wawasee tonight by a count of 10-0. The Panthers face New Prairie tomorrow. Line drive down the left field line, and it drops in for a base hit. Darren Kaufman will send the runner as Daniels struggled picking it up in left, and Fairfield cuts the deficit to 13-5 on an RBI single by Eli Miller.
Great job by Miller turning on that for his third hit, or his second hit of the night.
For Miller, that's his third 2-hit game of the season, and that indeed will do it for Cameron Green. Zach Henrich is the new pitcher coming on as you see the RBI single on the Fairfield Community Schools replay. We're back with more baseball from Benton after this on Sports Michiana.
Shopping for tires used to really grind my gears. So many tires, and the thought of choosing the right one made me, precisely. That's before I went to TireRack.com. I got the best deal hands down. My tires ship fast and free, arrive the next day like clockwork. Tire Rack even gave me 2 years of free road hazard protection. Precisely.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Your garage door keeps your home, family, and valuables safe and secure. Make sure it always looks good and works well. Precision Garage Door is your one-stop shop for design, installation, and repairs. Count on us to help you choose the right materials, style, and color for your new door. And when you need repairs, we're ready. Our friendly trained technicians work around your schedule and are available 24/7 for emergency repairs. Call your local Precision Garage Door today.
Garage doors done right.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Crown Trophy. They're nationally known and locally owned. Zach Henrich has come on to do some work out of the pen for the New Prairie Cougars. The Cougars turning to Henrich here, who has a very strong arm out of the outfield, where he has been clocked as much as 97 miles an hour on outfield throws. Of course, it's a little bit different working from the mound, but just watching him warm up, he's got a nice fastball. Hey, let's go downstairs to Angelo Carlo. He has a Patrick sideline report regarding something for pitchers and catchers.
Yeah, Chuck, New Prairie is not using it tonight, but in terms of the opportunities for the schools now, you have Darren Kaufman wearing a headset right now. You might have saw that in the interview we had with him earlier. He's relaying the pitcher, the instructions to the catcher when they are pitching in the inning. We've seen other coach is doing that as well. Marion's Joe Turnock is doing that as well. So a new opportunity. It was a rule implemented last year that is allowing headset use, and they're wearing basically an IFB just like I am wearing on sideline right now, and talked to the Fairfield catcher about it, and he goes, it's easy. Coach Kaufman's very good about turning off his headset when he doesn't want to tell me what pitch I should be throwing. So outside of that, it's worked out very well for them, and it's a good use instead of just calling it with hand signals at the dugout.
Kaufman at the plate here, takes ball one outside. What do you think about that kind of technology?
The pitch comm, I think, is a great idea that they allowed in the for the state of Indiana. Just the communication, the ability to speed things up is really what it is. I mean, you just take a little bit too long trying to give all the signs, and you're trying to change it because you don't think the opposing team caught on. So it's just a great communication thing. We'll go after this. I think the second biggest thing with that is the communication with the catcher, because now you can communicate to the catcher via your voice, and then he can communicate to the rest of the team, whether it's a first and third, a bunt defense, any of those different things, rather than taking time away from the game.
Here's the 1-2 to Kaufman. The runner goes. The pitch, strike three called on the outside corner, and Henrich works out of trouble for New Prairie. But Fairfield scores a pair of runs on one hit, no errors, and a man left on base through four. 13-5 New Prairie on Sports Michiana.
In need of an award? Call Crown Trophy of Mishawaka, the area's premier award provider. They've been serving the area since 2001 with cutting-edge exclusive products, personalized with state-of-the-art laser engraving technology. And Crown Trophy has more than just trophies. They offer corporate, sales, and retirement awards, along with personalized gifts and promotional products. Crown Trophy, nationally known, locally owned, where everyone's a winner.
Are you tired of auto service from big box stores and new car dealers? 45 years ago, my parents, Bud and Diane, founded Zolman's with a strong commitment to the community. Today, Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care is still family owned and operated with over 150 employees and families. And we offer a price match guarantee on any tires from any local dealer, while providing complete auto service on all makes and all models, serving you and your family for 3 generations. Buy local, shop local. Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the St. Joseph County Police Department. Join the team and help protect and serve our community. There you see on the back of Landon Beasy what Angelo was talking about, the earpiece going in, the wire coming down, as that's how the communication is working for Fairfield, getting the pitches called for Drew Beachy, as Dalton Clark steps in to bat here for Jordan Davis in the fifth inning. We'll chop her to the second baseman. Castetter fields and fires and gets his man by a step.
Fifth inning sponsored by AgTech Solution. They're committed to adapting to changes and serving farmers today, tomorrow, and years from now. AgTech Solutions work side by side in the most complex and rewarding industry on earth, farming. Go Falcons from AgTech Solutions.
Riley Conley grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. Left-handed hitter fouls this one straight back. It's 0-1. Beachy's done a nice job in relief tonight.
Yeah, he's done a heck of a job coming in, and like we said, just throwing strikes and really working that strike zone and not giving free bases.
Came on in the second inning, so this is his fourth inning of work as he misses outside there, 1-1. On a strike, the count on Conley. Hits a ground ball through the hole into right field, a base hit. For Riley Conley, I believe that might be his first varsity hit.
I believe so.
So congratulations to that young man, as you'll get another look here. It's actually his second. He had a hit last season, but it's his first hit of this season. And it puts a runner on first with only one away for Bryce Griskowiak. Griskowiak came into the action batting 200. That pitch misses high and goes to the backstop. It's a wild pitch on Beachy, and it'll send Conley over to second base. Griskowiak came on in relief of Bo Kmiechek as a pinch hitter back in the third inning. If you joined us late, well, you missed a lot. New Prairie scored 11 in the first. And that pitch misses as well. The count goes to 2-0. As you see, we had a little problem there with our center field camera. We'll get that straightened out. 2-0 pitch coming around. Line drive right at the second baseman, Castetter. He flips to short, double play. Castetter with great reactions. Even while he was falling down, he made the flip to Chup and turn two. And after 4.5, it's 13-5 New Prairie as you'll get another look on the Fairfield Falcons replay. Falcons trying to stay in it here on Sports Michiana.
When contractors and OEMs need quality electrical products at the best prices, they look to Babsco Supply. We strive to supply all the electrical products you need for residential, light commercial, and OEM electrical components. We have the knowledge, dedication to customer service, and extensive inventory to ensure your electrical projects are completed successfully. We are employee-owned, which means all of our employees are owners. So you know we care. With locations in Elkhart and Warsaw, Babsco Supply is working together to serve you better. Learn more at babsco.com.
We found out about Notre Dame Federal Credit Union through a friend. We were nervous about growing interest rates, but Notre Dame Federal Credit Union communicated the entire way through that process and made us feel like we made a good move. Finding a house was the tricky part, but securing financing and going through the purchase process with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, that was the easy part. That was simple. We would highly recommend working with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. The customer service is amazing.
Founded in 2001 by brothers Sam and Levi, Reliance has built a reputation for excellence, providing high-quality home building and renovation services to the Michiana area. From single-room renovations like kitchens and bathrooms to building your dream home from the ground up, everything benefits from their decades of experience. From concept to completion, Reliance makes even the largest projects simple and hassle-free. To find out more, visit RelianceDBR.net. Reliance. Design, build, renovate.
This edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. They're putting people over profits, and we welcome you inside the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. Chuck and Bo high above the fray tonight. What's impressed you in this one so far?
I just think the battle at Fairfield, they never gave up.
Yeah.
Down 13-0, it's easy to just kind of take any play for granted. But they've battled back, and they've gotten back into this game somewhat. With New Prairie, they're cycling in players, getting some guys some playing time, and that's a great opportunity in a non-conference game.
Yeah, Reed Robinson had a big two-run homer back in the first. That's probably going to be our big C-Lumber play of the game unless Fairfield pulls off the big comeback as Garrett Stoltzfus stands in there and takes ball one inside.
Reminder, our fifth inning is brought to you by AgTech Solutions.
Finding a player of the game in this one might be a little tricky tonight, but we'll see. Zach Henrich, who's out there on the mound, might be a candidate. He had a big two-run single earlier in this game and now has come on and done some nice work in relief, although I just put the announcer jinx on him there. A ball and a strike to Stoltzfus. We mentioned earlier his terrific tennis career. He has won 88 singles matches in his career here at Fairfield on the tennis court. And that included a 30-win season this year, and he's the first Fairfield tennis player ever to reach the Final Four in the state of Indiana. 3-1 pitch, misses down low, and trying to make some racket here in the fifth.
That walk, sponsored by Geiger CPA. Haven't been able to give them many shout-outs on the walk, so there are hits and our walks and our hit by pitch sponsored for Fairfield the rest of the game.
Well, they have had 3 walks in the last inning plus, so here's Avery Christner, the first baseman. Takes that one outside. Christner 0 for 2 tonight. Reached on an error back in the second, then bounced out to second in the third. Stoltzfus, the runner at first, takes a good lead, and he'll go on down to second on another Henrich wild pitch.
Henrich coming across his body a little bit, throwing across his front foot, which means you're going to kind of overcompensate, and he's been doing that quite often here.
Henrich, a 3-0 student at New Prairie, and he'll get a talking to from his catcher here, as they want to make sure they're set on the signs with the runner at second base. New Prairie does not use the pitch comm, which means they go with the old-fashioned finger signals, but often when you've got a runner on second who can stare in there, you change those up a little bit.
Yeah, you got to give at least 3 to 4 signs in that situation.
Nice backhanded snare there, and the count goes to 3-0. The lights are on here in Benton at this beautiful artificial turf field. If we didn't have turf, we wouldn't be playing tonight. We had a lot of rain, but it has stopped, and since it has stopped, Fairfield is trying to get back in this game. They're getting some help from New Prairie with a pair of walks here in the 5th, and it brings up Matthew Sen, the right fielder. Here's a key part of the order now for Fairfield. You're in the 7, 8, 9. They've got to become some run producers here.
Yeah, especially with back-to-back Geiger CPA walks. They really have to put the ball in play, move the runners, and they need a couple runs right here.
You consider a bunt here. I know you're down by 8, but you've got some inexperience on this infield.
Yeah.
Of course, you need, if you're Henrich, you got to throw something near the strike zone that they even offer at.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is you're looking at first and second, nobody out. Do you lay down a bunt in this situation? Well, you do have a senior in Sen. He's hitting 250 on the year. But, again, the pitcher's struggling out there. So make him – don't just give an out when he's walked the last 2 guys.
And so far, Sen has not offered at either one of those pitches well outside the zone. It's 2-0. On the Falcon, right fielder is 0 for 2 tonight. He takes that one down the middle for a strike. It's 2-1.
Nobody getting loose in the pen for New Prairie, so they're going to stick with him at this point and say, fellas, we need to get through it with no more pitching wasted.
8-run lead. You would think that would be enough pad, but we shall see. 3-1 the count. Fairfield at one time in this game trailed 13-5. Or 13-0, I should say. It's 13-5 right now. And a strike called on Sen. The count has gone full to 3-2. Grady Chupp waits on deck. Infield hoping to turn 2 here. Henrich fires. Down low, and the bases are loaded on 3 straight walks.
3 straight Geiger CPA walks for the Fairfield Falcons. And there you can see Coach Schellinger walking out to have a talk with his pitcher and infield.
Mark Schellinger in his 15th season overall, his 9th at New Prairie. Of course, they won the state title last year. He played on a state championship team at LaPorte in 2000. Been married for 12 years. They have 4 kids. But he says his claim to fame, well, he doesn't say this, I do, is that he attended Game 7 of the 2016 World Series. Mm-hmm. And he and Darren Kaufman, that's all they could talk about downstairs before the game when that fun fact was brought up. It's like, where were you when you were watching? And what was the ride back like? And what time did you finally fall asleep that night? Did you fall asleep that night? If you're a Cub fan, you probably didn't.
Oh, that's the Cubs won that year. Oh,
some people remember that, some don't. Bases loaded, nobody out. Here's Chupp. He has flown to center and walked and scored. And that's a strike down the middle to the Falcon shortstop. Grady, a junior, came into the action batting 130. Ducks on the pond on a rainy night. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. 0-2, excuse me. Scoreboard said 1-1. It's 0-2.
Big base hit right now would really get this Falcon team right back in this game.
And that one misses high. The count goes to 1-2. Kyler Castetter waits on deck. Stoltzfus at third. Christner at second. Chupp takes strike 3 on the outside corner. And Henrich gets a key K right there.
Henrich really got a little bit of a call on that one. Looked like it was in paint just a little bit in the great replay. Great job by Jordy Davis framing that pitch.
Castetter fouls this one off the end of the bat. He had a good cut, and it's 0-1. The freshman looking to deliver in a key spot here. He had a 2 RBI game against Plymouth earlier this year for the Fairfield Falcons. Oh, he gets out of the way, not in time. He was hit by the pitch, and that'll bring in a run. Castetter with an RBI on a bases-loaded hit by pitch. That makes it 13-6. And it brings up the top of the order in Grady Garber. Still no stirring in the New Prairie pen. But suddenly this game has the potential of getting really interesting. Garber was the spark for this offensive outburst by Fairfield back in the third when he beat out a ground ball to first base for an infield hit. He takes a ball inside here. He is 1 for 3 tonight. The junior came into the action batting .323 on the season. Henrich set for the 1-0. Outside, it's 2-0.
Hitters counts. Fairfield's getting in the hitters counts. 1-0, 2-0, 3-1 counts.
The bases loaded, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. And the pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. No argument from Garber, and it's 2-1. Garber with good speed. Tough man to double up. The pitch. Inside, that hit him. Another run will score. And it's 13-7.
5-Star Sheets. FS Transportation in New Carlisle is proud to support the New Prairie Cougars. 5-Star Sheets. FS Transportation is accepting applications for CDL drivers, maintenance, forklift drivers, and production. Visit 5starsheets.com.
Garber with now his 5th run batted in this season. And it'll bring Drew Beachy to the plate.
Number 12, Drew Beachy.
Beachy is 1 for 3. He doubled and scored back in the 3rd. He also scored a run after a fielder's choice in the 4th. He takes a strike at the knees here from Zach Henrich, and the count is 0-1.
Still not a hit in this inning. 3 walks and 2 hit by pitchers, right? Or hit by pitches, right?
Not a ball put in play yet. Little golf swing into right field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes another man racing to the plate. It's a 2-run single for Beachy. It's 13-9.
Wow, great job by Fairfield sticking in this game. Beachy with a great job of dropping that ball in for a base hit. Scoring 2. Here you can see on the Fairfield Community Schools instant replay.
Talk about an inside-out swing, but he golfed that pitch right where it was pitched on the outside part of the plate, and suddenly 2 men came racing in, the tying run on deck, and Mark Schellinger on his way to the mound, and I believe he may make a pitching change here. He will. We'll tell you about the New Prairie pitcher when we come back on Sports Michiana.
In 1969, America celebrated men landing on the moon. Now the USA is trying to return, and Imagineering Finishing Technologies in South Bend is helping pave the way. IFT is providing paint, chemical conversion coatings, and non-destructive testing services for NASA's Space Launch System and Orion spacecraft, which will deliver astronauts to the moon and possibly Mars. Help make it happen by joining the Imagineering Finishing Technologies team at iftww.com/careers.
Your car carries precious cargo. It needs to be dependable, rain or shine. Let Tom's Car Care Center in South Bend help take the stress out of your car's maintenance. We'll change your oil in 10 minutes, flush your transmission, replace your wiper blades, and much more. Oil changes include a half-price car wash when needed. Welcome to your extended family, Tom's Car Care Center.
Yes, I was just in a bad car accident. I need help.
I'm in a call center. How am I supposed to help you? Did you buy this insurance over the interweb?
Yes.
You think this can wait till after my lunch break?
No, your lunch can wait.
When this happens, you'll understand why it's important to have a local agent. The Lilliard Insurance Agency is just that agency. We're a local agency and we're here to take care of you. Call the Lilliard Agency today.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you by Tire Rack. TireRack.com is the way tire buying should be. One of the keys to win tonight for New Prairie was limit freebies. Well, they had 3 walks and 2 hit batters this inning, and 4 of them have come around to score, and it's the reason Riley Masters has to come in out of the pen not wearing a green jacket.
I didn't know you brought all your kids tonight.
Well, the 5 freebies in the inning, that's pretty close, right?
Yeah, sure is.
So Riley Masters on the year, 1-0 on the season with a 5.40 ERA. This is his 5th appearance. In 11 2/3 innings, he's given up 10 runs, 9 of them earned, 12 hits, 12 walks, and 9 strikeouts. So Mark Schellinger, whose team one time enjoyed a 13-0 lead in this game, now finds his team leading 13-9 with 2 on and only 1 out, and we're only in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, and you got Miller and Kaufman coming up to the plate, the 2 most devastating hitters in this lineup.
Miller is 2 for 2 tonight. He had an RBI single his last time up. He takes a strike. The throw down to second goes into center field. A run will score. It's 13-10.
Pretty decent throw by Jordan Davis down to second base. Just they could not come up with the throw and the tag. Here you can see an instant replay sponsored by Fairfield Community Schools.
So as you see that, the count is 0-1 on the batter Eli Miller. Runner in scoring position, still only 1 out. Masters sees the pitch fouled away and out of play as it'll go over by the batting cages, and it's 0-2.
Hey, a big thank you to Wings Etc. and Goshen for feeding our crew tonight with their delicious cheeseburgers and fries. Wings Etc. proudly cheers on Fairfield. Stop in today just off US 33 in Goshen. Good food, great times, Wings Etc.
Masters nearly bounces that one in. Good stop by Jordan Davis, and it's 1-2. Eli Miller looking to deliver another clutch hit here for the Falcons. Masters, fastball, curveball, really has to hit his spots. 1-2 pitch. He hit the outside corner on that one, and it's strike 3 looking for Eli Miller. Good work that time by Masters, and that'll bring up Hunter Kaufman.
That brings up number 23, Hunter Kaufman.
Kaufman, who uses the ABBA song Dancing Queen as his walk-up song, would like to have the Falcon fans dancing in the aisles here. He has 1 homer on the year, wouldn't mind getting number 2 right here. He watches a curveball miss outside for ball 1. Kaufman came in batting .500. He is 1 for 3 tonight, so the average would tell you he's due.
He's due according to his average.
1-0 the count. Masters checks the runner and misses outside. It's 2-0.
Kaufman very confident up at the plate, not biting on those outside fastballs whatsoever.
He went 3 for 3 with a homer against Churubusco on Monday night. 2-0 pitch. Outside, it's 3-0. Well, Fairfield battled back from adversity last night. They trailed 2-0 going to the 7th against Lakeland, tied the game at 2 before the Lakers walked them off. But this is a comeback of almost Lazarus-like proportions. As he takes a strike there, and it's 3-1.
Kaufman thought that was a little up, a little out. Hit that top corner of the strike zone.
Runner on second with 2 away. Riley Masters trying to close the door on this threat. And the breaking ball's a beauty in there for a strike, 3-2. You talk about 12-6 action.
Something I really like, too, is a 3-1 count, throwing that curveball or slider, whatever he's going to throw right there. But just a great job of control, and understand you got to be able to, as a pitcher, you got to be able to throw your off speed when you're behind the count.
Does he do it again here? No, he tried fastball and missed outside for ball 4. But considering who the batter was, maybe not the worst thing. First and second, 2 away. Here's Garrett Stoltzfus, who started off this inning with a walk.
Geiger CPA walk for Fairfield there, and Ange giving us a Patrick sideline report via our phones. The New Prairie Cougar starters are warming up in the bullpen down there, Chuck.
You can re-enter in high school baseball as it's a ground ball up the middle. Bishop steps on second for the force, and the inning is over. But not before Fairfield plates 5 in the inning with 1 hit. And after 5, New Prairie leads by a field goal, 13-10 on Sports Michiana.
You dream it. We design it. You need it. We've got it. We crank it out so you can crank it up. We work with purpose to power your passion. It's game on, so come on. Let's elevate adventure. Let's take life to the next level today. Let's become better together. This is Patrick.
In 1969, America celebrated men landing on the moon. Now the USA is trying to return, and Imagineering Finishing Technologies in South Bend is helping pave the way. IFT is providing paint, chemical conversion coatings, and non-destructive testing services for NASA's Space Launch System and Orion spacecraft, which will deliver astronauts to the moon and possibly Mars. Help make it happen by joining the Imagineering Finishing Technologies team at iftww.com/career.
I joined Notre Dame Federal Credit Union a long time ago.
1978.
I've been a member over 15 years.
I've worked with Notre Dame my whole banking life.
44 years.
I have my checking account there, I have my savings account there.
Really value the
community-based banking system.
My credit card with Notre Dame, I have my car insurance with Notre Dame.
I can't say enough good things, really.
I have my auto loans with Notre Dame.
My whole life is at Notre Dame
I
Credit
will
Union.
remain with them until the day I die.
It's one unique, one special vibe.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Williams Family Chiropractic Clinic. They're a family-focused practice in Granger. So because they lost the DH, Cameron Green, who's now playing first base, has to come up to bat to lead off the inning here. Green has not had a base hit this season.
Our sixth inning, sponsored by Fairfield Community Schools, as we get underway here in the sixth.
Green was the starting pitcher for New Prairie tonight. He takes a strike outside there, and it's 1-1. This has been a wild one. New Prairie scored 11 in the first, 2 in the third, but Fairfield has answered with 10 consecutive runs to get back in it as Green smashes this one foul to the Falcon dugout, and it's 1-2.
The coaches always talk about winning innings. You want to win the most innings. Every inning you want to go in and try to win. Well, right now, Fairfield's won 3 of the 5 innings they've played.
And New Prairie has to stem the tide here. They've got to try to get something on the board as Green takes outside. It's 2-2. They scored a pair of unearned runs in the third, but they really haven't had much action here off young Drew Beachy. The 2-2 pitch outside, and the count goes full on Green.
Just 12 hits between the two teams in this game. 23 runs scored, but just on 12 hits.
We've had more walking than in the morning at the mall. The 3-2 is a ground ball to Chupp. He fields it cleanly, throws to first, and gets his man, and there's one down in the Cougar half of number 6.
Hey, don't miss out on The Music Man, a performance by Fairfield students happening this weekend. Showtimes are Saturday at 7 and Sunday at 3. Tickets are available at the door or online. Come support the hard work from the Fairfield Theater Department. The Music Man, Saturday at 7, Sunday at 3.
Riley Masters, the batter. He got a base hit his first time up, takes a nice cut there and fouls it back. It's 0-1. Masters, a lineman on the New Prairie football team. They'll have a new coach familiar to the Fairfield fans because he was the coach at Lakeland for a long time, Ryan O'Shea. As that pitch misses down low, 1-1. A ball and a strike to Masters. Outfield plays him straight away. Fisted foul and out of play, and it's 1-2. Drew Beachy came on in this game in relief in the second inning, and he has been stellar since then, allowing just 3 hits and 2 runs, both unearned. 1-2. Fouled back again, and it's still 1-2. The other thing he's done here, Bo, is save the bullpen for their game with Concord tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, and you're not going to see, like we talked about early in the game, 1, 2, 3s, or maybe even number 4s pitch in this game tonight because they've both had a long week of baseball, and they both have games tomorrow as well.
Here's the 1-2, missing high and in, and the count goes to 2-2. The game started in rain, and it rained for about the first 2.5 innings. And as Angelo mentioned when he interviewed Darren Kaufman in the sideline interview, once the sun made a brief appearance, suddenly so too did the Falcon bats. A swing and a miss there, and the throw to first completes the strikeout, the second for Drew Beachy of the night.
And remember
Third, I should say.
That all started when they were down 13-0 on a little ground ball by the leadoff Grady Garber, hustling down the line, diving into first base, and getting on a base hit, and it just all kind of steamrolled from there.
Here's Bryce Bell. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He's lined to third and flown out to right. And Beachy bounces that one in for ball 1. Bell came into the action, the junior batting 182 on the year. One and one, the count on the big fella. Looking ahead to the Falcon 6, they'll have the 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up, starting with Avery Christner. The 1-1. Ground ball fouled on the third base side. 1-2. Both these teams coming into the action tonight 6-4. New Prairie winning 6 of their last 7. Fairfield at one point was 6-2. They've lost back-to-back games to Garrett and Lakeland. What a way to bounce back this would be. Here's a foul ball out of play, and the count's still 1-2. Beachy trying to put away the Cougars here in the 6th. Fly ball into right field. Matthew Sen lost it, but the center fielder came over and made the catch. And that's Garrett Stoltzfus to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 goes New Prairie in the 6th. Fairfield coming up in the bottom of the frame with momentum, trailing 13-10 on Sports Michiana.
Your car carries precious cargo. It needs to be dependable, rain or shine. Let Tom's Car Care Center in South Bend help take the stress out of your car's maintenance. We'll change your oil in 10 minutes, flush your transmission, replace your wiper blades, and much more. Oil changes include a half-price car wash when needed. Welcome to your extended family, Tom's Car Care Center.
Your garage door keeps your home, family, and valuables safe and secure. Make sure it always looks good and works well. Precision Garage Door is your one-stop shop for design, installation, and repairs. Count on us to help you choose the right materials, style, and color for your new door. And when you need repairs, we're ready. Our friendly trained technicians work around your schedule and are available 24/7 for emergency repairs. Call your local Precision Garage Door today.
Garage doors done right.
Founded in 2001 by brothers Sam and Levi, Reliance has built a reputation for excellence, providing high-quality home building and renovation services to the Michiana area. From single-room renovations like kitchens and bathrooms to building your dream home from the ground up, everything benefits from their decades of experience. From concept to completion, Reliance makes even the largest projects simple and hassle-free. To find out more, visit RelianceDBR.net. Reliance. Design, build, renovate.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you by your neighborly hometown heroes, Glass Doctor, Mr. Handyman, and 5-Star Painting. Oh, as Ange alerted us to, the New Prairie starters were warming up to get back into this game, and indeed it looks pretty close to the starting defense that Mark Schellinger had out there. Reed Robinson has returned to the lineup to play second base. Gio Nacarado is back at shortstop. Dylan Bishop has moved back over to third base. Cameron Green stays in the game because he has to right now at first base.
Again, in high school, the starters may leave the game and re-enter back in their spot. And once a reserve or sub comes into the game, then when they leave, they cannot re-enter at that point.
And Avery Christner leads off the inning with a fly ball into center field that is caught out there by the center fielder for one out here in the sixth inning, and it'll bring up Matthew Sen, the right fielder. Sen is 0 for 2, but he walked and scored back in the fifth inning.
Reminder, this sixth inning is brought to you by Fairfield Schools.
The first pitch from Riley Masters, a dandy breaking ball in the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1.
Fairfield Community Schools, where they ensure all students learn and grow at high levels to be prepared for the future. Go Falcons from Fairfield Schools.
Masters bounces one in, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Masters trying to stem the tide here as Fairfield has scored in each of the last 3 innings, and they've put crooked numbers up in each of the last 3. As that one's way outside, 2-1.
Last 2 pitches, just pulling that arm down just a little bit and pulling that ball straight down into the ground on the outside corner.
2 balls and a strike. Masters, a curveball, but it missed upstairs, and it's 3-1. A wild game tonight here in Elkhart County. Only the 4th meeting all time between these two schools, but Fairfield trying to make it a very memorable one. And he ducks out of the way of that one. It's another walk, sponsored by our friends at Geiger CPA.
Yeah, and just like that, Fairfield getting a bottom half of their order we talked about. Those guys trying to, produce a little bit more, get on base and get some runs in. And you got Chupp and Castetter coming up next to roll to that top. Hopefully here in the 6th for them, if not in the bottom of the 7th.
Chupp is 0 for 2 tonight. He did walk and score back in the 4th inning. And he takes that one high for ball 1. The idea here for the bottom of the order, just be table setters. Get on base for the top of that order that has been very productive tonight. 1-0 the count. And another pitch misses high, and Davis will go out to have a word with Masters, who has been a little bit inaccurate since getting the first batter of the inning.
1 pitch, 1 out to start this inning. Now finding a little bit of trouble to find that strike zone.
Both teams have quick turnarounds tomorrow. New Prairie, it'll be a short night of sleep. They have to go over to play Northwood tomorrow morning. Probably should have booked a hotel. High and away, it's 3-0.
New Prairie, of course, in the central time zone. Hour behind us over there in New Carlisle. Rolling Prairie.
So it's not quite Bo's bedtime over there.
Not quite yet.
3-0 pitch, high and in, ball 4. And the tying run will come to the plate in the person of Kyler Castetter.
Back-to-back Geiger CPA walks for the Fairfield Falcons. Brings up the freshman Kyler Castetter.
That brings up number 2, Kyler
Castetter has been on base twice tonight. A walk, and he got hit by a pitch his last time up. He's 0 for 1 officially. Masters fires and misses high again for ball one. And again, the catcher Jordan Davis will go out to have a word with him.
I think that's a communication on signs with the guy on second situation here. Looked like Jordan was still trying to give 3 signs there, and he went on the first sign.
And he got crossed up a little bit. 1-0 the count. Runners at first and second, only one out. Fairfield at one time trailed 13-0. It's 13-10 right now. And that pitch misses high. It's 2-0. New Prairie in the last couple innings has been giving away bases like government cheese. 2-0 the count. And there's a strike on the outside corner. It's 2-1. Castetter shakes his head in disagreement, but they weren't taking a poll. 6th inning being brought to us by Fairfield Community Schools. 2-1 pitch. There's another breaking ball for a strike, 2-2.
That one might have been a little low. Castetter, a little bit more disbelief on that curveball than the first curveball.
Masters, let's see if he comes back with another breaking ball here against the freshman. No, he throws it to the backstop, and now there's going to be 2 runners in scoring position. A wild pitch. That is the 3rd one of the night by New Prairie pitching.
Trying to overthrow that fastball after a couple nice curveballs came across the strike zone. A lot of times you'll see pitchers do that where they're trying to fool you with that fastball and really amp up to get it by you.
Payoff pitch coming from Masters. Castetter got a piece of it and fouled it off. The spirit was willing, but the flesh was weak on the breaking ball. Can't say I blame him. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count. And he misses outside with ball 4, snap throw to third, and the bases are loaded for Fairfield, and now the go-ahead run will come to the plate in the person of Grady Garber, the leadoff man.
That brings to the plate number 13, Grady Garber.
Garber entered the night as one of the top 200 in the state in slugging percentage, thanks in part to 4 triples that he has this year. If he gets a gapper here, we've got a tie game. Masters is ready, and the pitch is a breaking ball strike at the letters, 0-1.
Masters been able to control that curveball. Fastball's been getting away from him here in this bottom of the 6th.
Garber takes that one outside. The outfield playing Garber straight away, not all that deep. They give him room down both lines. Infield at double play depth, and the breaking ball bounces away but kept in front of Jordan Davis, and the runners can't advance.
Great block by Davis, getting his body in front of that. That's a tough ball right there, especially on into the turf.
I was going to say, I think that's an even tougher play on turf than it is on dirt. 2-1 the count. High pop-up on the infield fly rule invoked as the shortstop Nacarado drops it. But the batter was out already because of the infield fly rule. So 2 down, and it leaves it up to Drew Beachy, who has 2 hits already tonight. And Beachy certainly a candidate for player of the game if he delivers here. He has been stellar in relief for the Falcons, and looking for his 3rd hit of the night. He has a double and a single in 4 at-bats. 300 hitter on the season. And he has 3 doubles this season. See if he can produce one here. The third baseman, Bishop, really guarding the line. The pitch, high and in for ball one. Meat of the order up here. Or excuse me, ball two. Meat of the order up here for Fairfield. Beachy crowding the plate. The pitch. Strike on the outside corner, and they picked off the runner at first. They threw behind Castetter, and Jordan Davis with a gun from behind the plate throws him out to squelch the rally. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left on the bases. And after 6, it's 13-10. New Prairie on Sports Michiana.
Shopping for tires used to really grind my gears. So many tires, and the thought of choosing the right one made me, precisely. That's before I went to TireRack.com. I got the best deal hands down. My tires ship fast and free, arrive the next day like clockwork. Tire Rack even gave me 2 years of free road hazard protection. Precisely.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Are you tired of auto service from big box stores and new car dealers? 45 years ago, my parents, Bud and Diane, founded Zolman's with a strong commitment to the community. Today, Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care is still family owned and operated with over 150 employees and families. And we offer a price match guarantee on any tires from any local dealer, while providing complete auto service on all makes and all models. Serving you and your family for 3 generations. Buy local, shop local. Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
Just graduated high school and now wondering what's next? Ready to start making a difference? Now is your chance. The St. Joe County Police Department Correctional Officer's starting pay is $50,000. Working in the jail can teach you life skills that you can use as a correctional or police officer. Benefits include vacation, medical, dental, and vision. For more information, call Sergeant Kylie Williams at 574-245-6263 or apply at sjcpd.org.
This edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you by our friends at Ferrick Custom Roll Forming. We form value. Top of the 7th, New Prairie will lead it off with Jagger Daniels re-entering. And he lines one on one hop to Eli Miller. Nope, he caught it clean, and there's 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 7th.
The 7th inning is sponsored by Fairfield Schools. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by them, where they ensure all students learn and grow at high levels to be prepared for the future. Go Falcons from Fairfield Community Schools.
Chuck Freeby, Bo Hundt, Angelo to Carlo with you from Benton, Indiana. 13-10. New Prairie leads it here in the 7th. This is Dylan Bishop at the plate. He had a 2-run double back in the first, and watches that one miss low from Drew Beachy for ball 1. New Prairie scored 11 in the first. Looked like it would be a cakewalk. Has not been that way. It's a 13-10 game right now as Beachy misses low there. It's 2-0. Reed Robinson back in the game. Waits on deck. Ground ball, fair ball down the third base line. Rounding first is Bishop. He heads for second, and he'll go in sliding with a double.
Second double of the night for Bishop.
The Bishop slams one, and it is a fair ball down the line. Good call by the home plate ump.
And they're going to go ahead and just intentionally walk Reed Robinson since Bishop's already at second base.
Not the worst idea.
Now batting number 9, the catcher, Jordan Davis.
Of course, you bring up Jordan, who's leading the team in average this year.
And Davis is 1 for 2 tonight. He has scored 3 runs in this game. He'll try to make his candidacy for player of the game right here. He takes low, the runner goes, and the throw is not in time. That'll be a wild pitch on Beachy. And it puts runners at second and third. 2 in scoring position for Jordan Davis. Only 1 out. Infield will come in at all 4 spots. And that one misses upstairs. It's 2-0. Davis has walked, been hit by a pitch, singled and scored in the third inning, and then bounced to second. Takes that one inside. It's 3-0. Sully Kress waits on deck. That one is in there for a strike at the letters. A little bit of a delayed call, and it's 3-1. Beachy delivers. Ground ball through the hole into left field, a base hit. 2 runs will score as it gets by the left fielder Garber. Davis cruises into second with a 2-run single. It's 15-10.
Exactly what Jordan needed to do, put that ball in play. At least 1 run was going to score on that, but with the speed of Robinson at second and his jump, great job by Jordan Davis there.
You get another look on the Fairfield Community Schools replay. And Davis earning some votes right there for player of the game, especially with the job that he's done behind the plate and that key throw that he just made in the last inning.
Yeah, just what he has had to overcome behind the plate with some of the wild pitches, some of the guys he's not used to catching back there because they're not everyday starters.
Here's Sully Kress, who is 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to center his first time up and then was hit by a pitch and scored a run. Beachy delivers, and Kress takes down in the turf, and again the runner will advance. Little bit different attitude when New Prairie puts its starters back in the game.
Just a little bit. A little bit more talkative in the dugout.
And again, the infield comes in with the runner at third and only 1 out. Ground ball knocked down by Miller. He will just eat it over there. And it'll be a base hit probably for Sully Kress on a hard hit ball. Miller knocked it down and kept the runner from scoring.
Yeah, solid hit. One of those plays where you try to at least get it knocked down. Hit his glove on the reach out. That's just a tough play.
Number 1.
So now Bo Kamichek comes up. Kamichek has walked twice and scored a run in this game.
New Prairie with 6 hits coming into the inning. 4 hits already here in the top of the 7th.
Well, this is where the re-entry rule really helps the team, right?
Yeah, sure does.
But the other thing I like about the rule is the pitch comes in and it's taken high for a ball. It'll be a stolen base here for Kress with no throw. It did allow Mark Schellinger to get some players some playing time. It's a perfect rule for high school sports.
Well, it is because you don't carry a 30, 32-man roster like some of these colleges are, and 40-man at the bigger schools as well. So you don't have those extra guys that you can put in there once you put subs in, and if you can't re-enter those guys.
2-0 the count. And the delivery. Line drive, left field, Garber coming over, makes the catch. The throw to the plate is on its way, and it's off target. It's a sacrifice fly for Bo Kamichek, and 16-10 New Prairie. Garber did all he could with it, but his throw was wide of the plate. And Davis races home from third with the 3rd run of the inning for New Prairie.
Number 23, Green.
Kress goes to third on the play. 2 down now, and here's Cameron Green, the first baseman. Green bounced out to short his last time up. Davis providing 2 turning points in the game within the last 2 half innings. A throw to first to stop a bases-loaded rally, and then a big 2-run single here in the 7th.
Well, and the biggest one was that throw down to first in the back pick. Casteller was getting off the base a little bit too far. Jordan made a great throw, and that's huge to get out of that inning.
Eli Miller with the throw, nicely handled by Christner over at first. The inning ends, but not until New Prairie plates 3 on 3 hits, an error and a man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Falcons need 6 to tie. 7 will win it. 16-10 New Prairie on Sports Michiana.
Finding private health insurance can be stressful. What if it didn't have to be? I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I prefer to personally meet with my clients so I can get a better understanding of your needs and budget. I can even review your current coverage. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
When contractors and OEMs need quality electrical products at the best prices, they look to Babsco Supply. We strive to supply all the electrical products you need for residential, light commercial, and OEM electrical components. We have the knowledge, dedication to customer service, and extensive inventory to ensure your electrical projects are completed successfully. We are employee-owned, which means all of our employees are owners. So you know we care. With locations in Elkhart and Warsaw, Babsco Supply is working together to serve you better. Learn more at babsco.com.
Your garage door keeps your home, family, and valuables safe and secure. Make sure it always looks good and works well. Precision Garage Door is your one-stop shop for design, installation, and repairs. Count on us to help you choose the right materials, style, and color for your new door. And when you need repairs, we're ready. Our friendly trained technicians work around your schedule and are available 24/7 for emergency repairs. Call your local Precision Garage Door today.
Garage doors done right.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Big C Lumber, where the possibilities are endless. Kind of like this game tonight. 16-10, New Prairie with the lead on Fairfield. Falcons going to try to put together a scoring drive here, get the touchdown and the extra point, walk-off win.
Yeah, trying to make that last-ditch effort drive here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and starting off with Beachy trying to get them rolling.
Well, Beachy was at the plate for one of the turning points in this game. The bases were loaded with 2 out. Beachy was standing in there, and Jordan Davis, the New Prairie catcher, threw to first and picked off the runner to end the 6th inning. So Beachy gets back up there to face Riley Masters here, and Masters starts him off with a breaking ball strike, 0-1. He's had a good night at the plate, 2 for 4. And did a pretty good job on the mound tonight, too. As that one misses down low, 1-1. He got a little trouble there in the 7th inning when New Prairie was able to plate 3.
Reminder, our 7th inning is brought to you in part by Fairfield Community Schools, where they ensure all students learn and grow at high levels to be prepared for the future. Go Falcons from Fairfield Community Schools.
The 1-1 to Beachy apparently missed. It's 2-1. You look in from the center field hill. And Beachy checks his swing on that one. It's 3-1. Beautiful complex here at Fairfield. It's right next door to the softball dime and the tennis courts. Ample parking. 3-1 pitch is in there for a strike. It's 3-2.
What a difference in days it is, though. Yesterday, and most of these teams were wearing shorts, or fans were at least wearing shorts and umbrellas to shade the sun, and today they're bundled up like it's a fall football game.
Don't put the blanket away till June. 3-2. High fly ball into right field. It's going back and caught by Kamichek. Second time Kamichek has taken a possible hit away from Beachy tonight. They will not exchange Christmas cards.
Beachy got some good barrel on that ball, driving it to right field, but like we talked about, Kamichek with that speed out there, ability to read that fly ball well, track it down.
Eli Miller with a 2-hit night tonight. He's 2 for 3. Looked at a called third strike his last time up. Masters delivers, check swing, full strike. New Prairie trying to go to 7-4 for the season, going into a date with Northwood tomorrow. Fairfield on the precipice of its 3rd straight loss. They would fall to 6-5, and they have to go to Dunlap tomorrow to face Concord.
2 NLC teams they're facing off with tomorrow.
Swing and a miss by Miller there, as he was Tarde, 1-2.
course, New Prairie sticking in the NIC after Bremen and Jimtown and John Glenn left to go back to the NSC.
Both these teams play very solid conferences. Of course, the NIC right now being dominated by Penn and St. Joe as Miller hits a two-hopper out to shortstop, fielded by Nacarado, who throws to first for the out. There's two down, and the Falcons are down to their last batter here, potentially, with Hunter Kaufman. And Fairfield, boy, the Northeast Corner Conference is just loaded this year. Really good pitching. Max Engel at Westview is probably the cream of the crop, but there's a young man down at Garrett by the name of Collins who can chuck it at around 92, and then Lakeland leads the league right now. They're 4-0 in the conference. As the first pitch to Kaufman is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And then you've got teams like Eastside and Fremont that not too many people in our viewing area know much about, but they're really good baseball teams.
Yeah, there's definitely some good quality teams over here.
Kaufman watches that one skip in low, 1-1. Hunter is 1 for 3 tonight. He doubled back in the first. Riley Masters delivers outside, 2-1. New Prairie has out-hit the Falcons tonight 10-6 and outscored them 16-10. Here's the 2-1. Outside corner with a bender, it's 2-2. Falcons down to their last strike. Unless Kaufman can deliver here. It's way outside, 3-2. Garrett Stoltzfus waits on deck, hoping he gets one more shot tonight. Masters payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4, and Fairfield is still alive after another Geiger CPA walk.
He just wanted to get Geiger CPA another read before we finish this game.
There were some who thought that might be a problem early in the game.
Yeah.
Didn't turn out to be that way. Stoltzfus 0 for 3 tonight. He takes a fastball high, 1-0.
Garrett was our student athlete. Interviewed him before the game.
269 hitter on the year. Outfield plays him straight away. Takes a bender on the outside corner, 1-1. Ball and a strike. Kaufman not really a threat to run, down by 6 over there at first. Way outside there, it's 2-1. Avery Christner waits on deck. Fairfield made it a game after trailing by 13, but New Prairie gave themselves some insurance in the top of this inning and trying to close the door here. But the pitch misses outside. The count goes to 3-1. Stoltzfus waiting patiently in that right-handed box. And there's a strike at the knees, and we have another full count. Masters checks the runner at first, but Green playing behind the runner over there. And a high pop foul out of play, and we'll do it again. Masters would like the Cougars to be able to warm up the bus right here. They might even be brave enough to take the bypass. We'll see.
Bypass.
3-2, misses outside for ball 4. And Fairfield stays alive with its second straight Geiger CPA walk.
Now batting, number 17, Avery Christner.
Christner is 0 for 3 tonight. Avery reached on an error back in the second, bounced to second in the third, walked and has flown to center. Masters delivers. Fouled on to play on the first base side. 0-1. New Prairie has never lost to Fairfield. They've only played them 3 times in baseball, in a series dating back to 2018. The coaches, Darren Kaufman and Mark Schellinger, with a great relationship and mutual respect for one another. And Schellinger would like to get out of here with a 6-run win as he had last year over at Bear Tolman Field when they won the game 12-6.
Another one of these non-conference games we talked about that have some meaning behind it as well, as the coaches know each other, and sure a lot of the players know each other as well.
Here comes the 1-1. Outside, it's 2-1. Matt Sen waits on deck. The runners take their leads to the 2-1. Outside corner with a fastball, it's 2-2. Well, Fairfield has been here before, and twice they've come up for air. We'll see if they can do it one more time. 2-2 to Christner. Breaking ball outside, and the count goes full at 3-2 one more time.
That one could have went about either way on that.
Sully Crest, the center fielder, wanted it really bad. He was ready to go home. Another 3-2 pitch. He wanted time. He didn't get it. Strike 3 called as Masters pumps a fastball right across the plate. The ball game is all over. The New Prairie Cougars go to 7-4 on the season as they come over to Benton and down Fairfield tonight by a count of 16-10. And we'll begin our St. Joseph County Police Department postgame show, including our player of the game and play of the game. It all comes your way next on the Sports Michiana Game of the Week.
Just graduated high school and now wondering what's next? Ready to start making a difference? Now is your chance. The St. Joe County Police Department Correctional Officer's starting pay is $50,000. Working in the jail can teach you life skills that you can use as a correctional or police officer. Benefits include vacation, medical, dental, and vision. For more information, call Sergeant Kylie Williams at 574-245-6263 or apply at sjcpd.org.
Medicare plans can be confusing, but they don't have to be. I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I can help you compare your options because I'm appointed with many nationally recognized carriers. With my help, you can find the coverage that fits your needs and budget. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
Shopping for tires used to really grind my gears. So many tires, and the thought of choosing the right one made me, precisely. That's before I went to TireRack.com. I got the best deal hands down. My tires ship fast and free, arrive the next day like clockwork. Tire Rack even gave me 2 years of free road hazard protection. Precisely.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
This edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, putting people over profits. 16-10 the final here at Falcon Field tonight in Benton, as most of the crowd has dispersed from this wild slugfest between New Prairie and Fairfield. The Cougars prevailing as we begin our St. Joseph County Police Department postgame show by welcoming you inside the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. Chuck Freeby, Bo Hundt. We go down to the third member of our crew, Angelo Carlo, with a Patrick Sideline Report with our Reliance Player of the Game, Jordan Davis.
Thank you very much, Chuck. Jordan, wild game. Take us through the emotions of this one. Obviously, great first inning, and then things got interesting towards the end. What was this one like for you guys?
It was a fun game, but also kind of nerve-wracking, just because we felt like we had it in the bag, and we kind of fell apart in the middle of the game, and but luckily at the end we pulled it through.
You had a big play behind the plate in terms of gunning down a runner at first base with the game really on the line. Take us through that moment and what you saw as you decided to go down to first.
I mean, I saw the runner start to get a bigger lead, and then I think it was the second pitch of that batter's at bat, he started running off the bag because he saw our pitcher in the windup. And so I saw Cameron Green, he was covering, doing his job, and I just threw it down and trusted my arm and trusted Cam to make the tag.
And then at the plate, obviously a couple big hits for you here today, and kind of really clinched the game, or solidified that they weren't going to come back. What was working for you at the plate?
I think I was just seeing the ball really well and able to do the little things right and execute when my team needed it.
I asked you about the emotions of this game. How about the emotions of this season? Obviously, you guys are defending state champions. You getting everyone's best shot every game. Didn't start the way you wanted. This week's been up and down too. What are the emotions of this season been like so far?
I mean, there's definitely a lot of pressure, but we try to almost forget about last season because we're a new team, and we got to just go out there and play our best and play New Prairie baseball.
And finally, on that note, being a new team, you're only one of 4 seniors. So how important does that put the emphasis on you guys as seniors to lead this team when the expectation's still, as much as you want to put them in the past, the expectation's still very high for this program?
I think we just got to lead by example and make sure everyone's doing their part. And if we have to get on guys and yell at them, then that's what we have to do.
Jordan, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's Jordan Davis, our Reliance player of the game. Chuck and Bo, back up to you.
All right, time now to look at our Big C Lumber play of the game. And in a 16-10 game, you got a lot of plays to choose from, but I think the one that really made this a game happened in the third inning.
Yeah, it was just a great job by Garber hustling down. They're down 13-0 at this point, but yet he still hustles down, slides into the first base, and what happens after this? They make a heroic comeback to try to win this game. See him slip out of the box a little bit, but just hustled down the line to get stuff going for this Fairfield Falcon team.
And Fairfield, after trailing 13-0, as you mentioned, had the go-ahead run at the plate in the 6th inning when Jordan Davis made that play to turn things around. So very good to have Jordan on, representative of our Reliance player of the game. But certainly Grady Garber's effort there was emblematic of the effort of Fairfield tonight.
Yeah, they came out and we talked to the team in Kaufman as well about this Fairfield team. They're going to have some ups and downs, but they're learning, and the biggest thing is they have no give up in them. They just keep battling and battling and battling, and they did that, and they showed that tonight. I mean, most teams get down 13-0, you can just write it in the bag. They're done after 5 innings. This game went a full 7 because they never quit.
Speaking of battling, that's what we expect to see on the softball diamond Thursday night when we join you once again here on Sports Michiana. We'll be over in Bago Township. Jimtown is undefeated in the Indiana Northern State Conference. They won on a walk-off last night over Knox, but they'll have to face the sensational DeLynn Buzzard and Tippecanoe Valley. That'll be next Thursday night, 6 p.m. for the first pitch, 5:45 for the pregame. We hope you'll join us then. Our thanks to our terrific Sports Michiana crew who worked in all kinds of different conditions tonight to bring you this one. Gary Martin down in the truck along with Tony Beltran and Josh Kellogg. We had Matt Kowalski. We had Chris Skibby, Ryan Fitzpatrick. We had Patrick Driscoll. We had a cast of thousands tonight, and we appreciate all their help, as well as the hospitality of the folks here at Fairfield. Now, once again, for my broadcast partners, the Hall of Famer Bo Hundt and Angelo Carlo, this is Chuck Freeby. Once again, the final from Benton. New Prairie 16, Fairfield 10. The Cougars go to 7-4. The Falcons now 6-5. So long. You've been watching high school baseball on Sports Michiana.
Sports Michiana High School Game of the Week. And thank you to all these great sponsors for making it possible. Support us by supporting them.